let up even if you had enough. Ay, this ain't for the faint of heart, we always playing rough. I had enough, it ain't luck. I needed a vision, I needed ambition, I needed a mission to beat in submission with no intermission. I see the collision, the crash in the distance, they coming off track, no. Now when they ask what's the motive, don't talk like the show. They all about to see what I mean in the moment. I gotta keep going, I'm shaking the dice and I'm keeping it rolling, they already know. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand, ayy. We on overtime, you don't need to understand, ayy. You just show them how to do it when you don't know what to say. Tell me how you plan to win if you plan to play safe. Moving fast, already gone, yeah, but you bringing me back. Try to double cross me, dog, just let me relax. Stop assuming what we doing. Keep it moving, what we doing. Cause it can get dangerous. Cause it can get dangerous. Cause it can get dangerous.
18P, what it do, what up, though? What's really good with it? What's really good with it? Shout out to everybody in the building. Clap it up one more again. Yeah, we back at it again one more time for the day. A great show earlier today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for everybody who was tapped in earlier today. Great conversation we had. Had some great co-hosts up there today, and Angelo Reyes and my brother Ray Davis, and we were talking about a little bit of a topic that Ray, my brother Reyes Boxing wanted to bring up, and is it old news? It pretty much is old news at this point, but we still, as a community, haven't addressed the elephant in the room, and why not speak on it? It's no secret that I've been a supporter of what Turki Al-Sheikh's done in the space, what he's brought as far as boxing is concerned, as far as making these fights and these big events. And even next week, we're going to be going into another Riyadh season event that we're all excited to watch. In particular, that event, though, being an event that now we're being charged for, right? Which is, we got to address the elephant in the room. Turki rolled out free pay-per-views a couple of months ago and said, listen, this is going to be a new era of boxing being ushered in. No more redlining, no more excluding fans who can't afford pay-per-views or who are not new fans who don't know why they should be paying for pay-per-views, as they're not big fans, they're casuals, they're watching the UFC, they're watching other combat sports. And, we thought that Turki had his hand on the pulse in the game, right? We thought he had his pulse on what was going, his hand on the pulse of the game, to say that we need to attract new fans, younger fans that maybe could be interested in boxing but haven't had a real opportunity to see the biggest fights, because when they look at the price point of paying 60, 80, even close to $100 to see a fight in a sport they're not even that familiar with, that maybe these guys would choose to watch boxing if it was more free, comparing it to Tuesday night fights and Friday night fights and USA boxing and all those different things that we all grew up. If you are a boxing fan like me or anywhere near my age bracket, don't ask me for my age, ain't none of your damn business. But if you can resonate with that moment in time to where we watch a lot of boxing for free, a lot of big fights on Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, and all types of things of that nature, we thought that maybe he was trying to bring back a little bit of that old school golden era boxing when we watched a lot of our favorite fighters and we didn't have to pay these high price points, right? Things have changed, obviously. There's been a price point put on this event coming out next week. And also, we've also seen a rollout of another tier added onto our DAZN subscription. And, a lot of people are not happy with that, right? I mean, even me, myself, I have to be honest with you that I feel like the rollout was a little diabolical. Turki's done great things, but not above reproach at the end of the day with this particular move, at least with the rollout of it, the way it was delivered to us as we were going to get it. I'm not in agreement with it, but let's speak on it tonight. We're going to speak on it, and we're going to break it down and dissect it. And at the end of it, is it worth it or is it not worth it, right? That'll be the big question at the end of this whole entire conversation. But as this one moves forward, we got to speak to it, because if I'm going to be here celebrating Turki Al-Sheikh for all the good things I think he's done for the sport, and I don't know if this is necessarily a bad thing. We'll talk about that tonight. Is it necessarily a bad thing? I don't know, right? But definitely going to address it when we have some weird activity going on, and we're not going to hide from the elephant in the room, right? So we're going to speak to the elephant in the room. Before we do that, of course, I'm going to bring in my co-host on the show earlier today, and we're going to bring him right back in here. Shout out to my brother. Hold on a second here. This doesn't look right. Shout out to my brother Ray Davis and my brother Angelo Reyes in the building. Back at it for another one, giving you guys some content, man. Building with you guys, tapping into this conversation. They thought we'd run from it, fellas. They thought we wouldn't address it because we've been sitting here, pom-pomming for Turkey, pom-pomming for Saudi Arabia, right? We've been pom-pomming for sure. You know what I mean? We don't have our hands. We've been celebrating. We're letting everybody know to get down or lay down. You know what I'm saying? You can't compete. You can't flex your muscle. Your money ain't long enough. You're not strong enough. You know what I'm saying? And here we go. Man, Turkey kind of has us looking a little bad out here, but like the true scholar and gentleman that we are, we're here to face the music, speak to it in an honest way, right? Like, we can disagree with Turkey and not be the biggest haters in the world, right? I mean, we're not riding the fence. We're here for boxing. Let's not get it twisted. We're not here for Turkey. We're not here for none of these promotional companies. We appreciate any help you can give us, but look, if you move us the wrong way, we're going to talk to it, speak to it, and move on from it, right? So here we are. By the way, how you guys doing? Did you guys rest up? Ray, did you rest up? I know you was ready. I talked to you a little bit early after the show. You was ready to rest it up. Did you rest up?
Yeah. Absolutely. You know what I mean?
Feeling good?
A little bit. Almost jumped out into the car and went to work, man. I was like, Clay, 10 o'clock. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do
yeah, bro. I forgot that you are still going in. Damn.
No, I'm going late. I have no schedule, so I can go in later. No big deal.
Okay. I forgot you did tell me you're still going in. I pushed it out a little bit later because I was meal prepping and stuff for tomorrow, and it just ended up dragging out a little bit. So I put it out for 10 o'clock. You're a
seasoned chef, bro. People don't realize it, man.
Yeah, bro.
You're a gourmet seasoned chef.
Yeah, man. I get busy. I ain't gonna lie. I cook, and especially the wife's at work. She went to work. She went and picked up a shift.
You literally.
Man. And I'm like, I'm on my own. I'm on my own, man.
I'm on my
own.
Yeah, you got to drop that song right now. I'm on my
own. On my own.
In case they don't know,
I never knew it could be like this before.
Right, Clay? Let them know that you leave little mint leaves on the side of the plate when you're cooking with little syrup drippings.
Hey, listen, pause. But yeah, man, I get busy, man. I cook it up. I cook it up for sure, man. Yeah, salute, Ray.
Okay, well,
I know you had to run off too. You had to run off and handle something.
Yeah.
Okay, you good?
Yeah, no, I'm good. You know, it's important. Again, mental health check as always, especially when you're going through whatever you guys are going through. You know, as you guys know, Marshawn Nealand, that was a big deal because he was only 24 years old. That just happened last week.
Yeah, exactly. For the Cowboys, right?
Yeah, for the Cowboys. And again, man, it's just, I think it's important whenever we have any type of platform to speak about it, that mental health is a real thing. And that's why I had to rush off, guys, is, you know, therapy is a real thing. I know some of you old school people don't believe in it, but I'm telling you right now, sometimes there's just things that you need to work out in your own head, that you need a professional to actually have work out with you so that you don't continue to have these staring thoughts, because it's easy to go deep. I mean, here we are, we're talking about boxing, and some people, as you know, the chat, they get butthurt like somehow they're a part of the Tank Davis team or something else, right? And maybe that's their form of therapy. I don't know. All I know is if you're taking that seriously, keep in mind that at ATP Combat Media, all we're doing is we're giving you news that's relevant to boxing, but we're also just giving you our opinions. We don't have to get in a fight about it. Ain't nobody got to get in a fight about it.
We shouldn't get in a fight about it for sure. We definitely
Yeah. So did that, and then
therapy though. Even me, I'm looking for that person. I'm looking for somebody to sit down and talk. Listen, bro, you don't get this far in your life conquering all the different obstacles that you got in your life to get to this point. And obviously, you have an exceptional situation, right? That none of us have gone through, and I'm hoping and praying we don't go through. Right. You know what I'm saying? I hope that, I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't wish it on anybody, bro.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, you don't make it to this point in your life. And as men, as you stated, old school is, you suppress it, you oppress it, you stick it in a little box, you bury it. And the reality is those things are some things aren't buriable, right? And when you get to a certain point, as you get more experience in life and you start to realize that those things need to be dealt with before those things deal with you. Right.
Yep.
So
Yep.
and I'm definitely I'm there for the mental therapy, man, and everybody, you know what I mean? I think, listen,
Yeah.
bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think anybody close over the age of 40 needs to make an appointment just to make sure, just to get it out and get that objective point of view, get that objective, that person who can speak to you with no vested interest. You know what I mean? You don't want to talk to your family members because you think they might judge you. You don't want to talk to, you know what I'm saying, your wife. You don't want to be judged. You want to still maintain. You need that objective, unbiased, just like, hey, here's some perspective on things, and give you and help you, right? Because I think that's what is more importantly. It helps you to kind of figure these things out yourself, as well, as most of the answers to our issues are probably very deep in us. They can just feel comfortable space in an objective, safe space to kind of figure it out, right? And speak
Right. No, absolutely, absolutely, and right after that, I went into another boxing podcast. Shout out to my dear friend Professor Terrence Crump, who is doing his own show. It's called the Knockout Canvas on YouTube. It's Wednesdays, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. And then I rolled from that right to you, Clay. So it's just back to back to back to back. I'm talking to these conversations. And I just want to point out again for some of you guys, when we do a show like this, when Clay's putting out all this time and Ray's taking this time to talk about it, and I'm coming in, if this is therapeutic for you because it's helping you out, get you through your day, maybe give you a nice little distraction, that's great. Where we might put a pause on it is, don't take it so seriously that you get into some chat fights about it where you guys want to start I mean, that now you are dealing with something that's maybe a mental health issue that you might want to work out with a professional, because ain't nobody needs to be getting in no fights because Hank Davis somehow isn't fighting Jake Paul.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
You had to go there.
Listen, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So salute to everybody in the building. Let me do a quick roll call too, as well as I salute everybody in the building. Hey, Detroit, BC, ain't no disrespect. I'm good on that. No problem, man. Yeah, I guess Virgil's doing a live interview with Norbs at the URL battle, dude. Norbs. That's what's up. I'll catch the replay on that. You know what I'm saying? I love to see what I'm glad you actually put me on, because I'm gonna see, sometimes those smaller platforms, these fighters come out and they speak a lot more transparently, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully they ask him the right questions and, address the elephant in the room, and we get some answers as to his real position on this Jerron Boots Ennis fight, right? Because, everything we've spoken on today, even earlier today, was really more so surrounded around, his team, his handlers. You know what I'm saying? And it's always good to know what the fighters are thinking about. So hopefully they don't make it a glazing show, and they speak to him and celebrate him, but don't let him get, I don't want to say get away, because Virgil I've talked to Virgil before. He's a good person, but you know what the people want to know, and you want to know the questions that people want answered. So don't be scared to ask those questions. Hopefully, that doesn't burn a bridge or something with him. I don't know what kind of agreement they came up with, but definitely want to going to catch the replay on that. But shout out to the people in the building. Ill Will 85 in the building. Salute, brother. Says salute, Clay. Salute to you. YG Knight in the building says salute. No doubt, YG Knight. What's good with you? Nook H in the building with the boxing emoji. Salute to you, man. SOBTV in the building says salute, Claymore. Blessings. Glad to see you back again, man. Twice a day is diabolical, man. I know, right? But really, this is Reyes who kind of like inspired this one. The conversation he's been wanting to have for a while now, and we never really had a chance to kind of address it. And I do think it's fair. I think the community, we should speak on it, because it is something that's happened, and we championed Turkey, Al Sheikh, Saudi Arabia, Riyadh season, and what they bring into the space. It'd be kind of weak for us to kind of like sit on the sideline and be quiet while this glaring thing is right. This elephant, this pink elephant, shout out to the thumbnail, is in the middle of the room with sunglasses on. It's like, so we're not gonna talk. This elephant's gonna do this. No, the pink elephant with the sunglasses. No. Just gonna keep walking around it. Fine, bro. Cool, whatever, bro. Pink elephant in your living room. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Eastside Easy in the building. Says salute, Clay. My guy is dedicated and consistent with delivering that good boxing talk. Thank you, Eastside. Appreciate that, man. Tank is fake in the building. Salute to. Is that? I don't know who that is. I was about to say, because you know who I haven't seen in a minute, bro. You know who I haven't seen in a minute in the building? My guy,
Cheddar.
No, not Cheddar.
Cheese.
Cheese comes when he comes and goes as he sees fit. He might be here right now. He might not say nothing. Cheese is just, no, man. What's my guy's name, man?
I don't know.
Mr. Your favorite boxing is a bum.
Oh, you talking about
Come on, bro. Oh my God.
really?
It's been so
Really?
long, I can't
So do
remember
I
his
gotta make you
name.
think about this? Mr. Seattle himself?
Yeah, where? Come on, man. Help me out here, bro. Don't leave me in the dark. What's his name?
No, you're not talking about
You know
no.
what's funny? I think that's who that is.
So you're not going to say the name, Ray? You're going to sit here and just play that? You don't remember the name either?
I don't remember his name.
What's his name? I don't remember.
Oh, well, here's the deal. No, I'm not gonna say it.
Okay, fine.
I don't know it.
It
No, I
is
know
what it
it.
is. Don't say it.
Tag is fake. You let us know what your name is.
No, I know who it is. And I know he
Oh,
talking
God.
about
That's J.R.
Talking
Spot.
about Ross Clark.
No,
It's
no,
J.R.
no,
Spot.
no.
Ross Clark for sure.
Ross
You didn't remember.
Clark,
You just
yeah.
remembered. Mr. Clay.
I remember. I knew who it was.
Mr. Big Play Bray in the building says Clay pulling a double shit 2 shows in a day. This month is full of great boxing, no doubt, man. Without a doubt, man. Assalamu alaikum to my brother Marab Salam in the building, man. I hope everything is good with you, man. Mr. Lightning Boxing in the building says salute Clay panel and chat in the building. T. Severe in the building says salute to the panel. Detroit.
Oh,
BC.
that's my man.
No doubt, man. Glad to have you in the building. Hope you subscribe to the channel too, man.
Yeah, Severe. Hey, Severe, man. He has his own Raider Nation podcast, one of the more popular ones. He's on the Raider Nation podcast a lot. But this guy does know his boxing. Look, he's a little intimidated to come on your show, though, Clay. You know, a little bit, just because you drop so much knowledge that he wants to make sure he's all the way caught up before he jumps in. But his opinions are very good. He has very good opinions, especially on the subjects that he knows when it comes to boxing. So shout out to Severe.
It was great, yes. And I would love to hear what Ross Clark got to say today. And that is Ross Clark, by the way.
Oh, that is Ross Clark.
It says J.R. Spot. That's not Ross Clark.
That's J.R. Spot. Oh, even better. I'd like to hear what he has to say too.
Yeah. Shout out to Detroit, BC in the building, man. Salute. Race Pacer in the building. Salute to you, family. Hope everything is good. Everybody's in good health here. Says Clay. Who you got, Devin or Norman? Man, we getting closer, ain't we? But I'm not there yet, man. I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50. I'm
50-50 is fair, man. 50-50 is fair.
Yeah, man. But I'm getting closer. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let me not lie. I'm starting to lean in a certain direction, but I don't want to say nothing until I make up my decision, right? Close fight, a lot of intangibles. We've been talking about it for weeks now. We're gonna keep on talking about it. Next week is a big week, obviously, for that fight. Grand arrivals, weigh-in, final press conferences, things of that nature. So we'll all get I do want to put a visual. I want to put my eyes on Devin. I want to see how he's looking. I want to get an impression of what the energy he's giving. I want to see how the weight cut treated him.
Focus.
Things I'm wanting to
where
see.
His focus is at, how he's speaking. You know, not just his fashion. Right.
Hold
on. Don't forget that. Never mind. I'll wait for that later. That's another thing.
It is what it is, man. But I haven't made up my decision yet. But it will come probably by
next week. I think next week, right?
Yeah, next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Around that time, I'll probably drop a line and matter of fact, I'll probably put it on the thumbnail like predictions. You know what I'm saying? And you guys know to show up. It is what it is, right?
Yeah. And by the way, that speaks to how good boxing is right now, because you have a 26-year-old undefeated former pound for pound, in Devin Haney against a 24-year-old undefeated power punching current WBO welterweight champion of the world. And they're fighting each other, man. The only thing that sucks is it's not at Madison Square Garden. It's not in Las Vegas. It's in Riyadh.
Right. Well, I mean, look, man, that's one of the things we celebrate Turkey for, is putting together these type of cards, right? These type of cards is what we've always championed about in Turkey, and while we're under the crosshairs, while we're in the spotlight right now, to say something about something that we're not necessarily in agreement with, right? But those cards is an example of what it is. You know what I mean? We didn't champion him charging $45 and reneging on his pay-per-view promises. We championed what we're seeing next week. That's what we got in the game for. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, look, it's part of the game, man. Business sometimes, as we know, the politics and the business of boxing have its own separate space, and sometimes it's above all of our pay grades, and people do things at the end of the day that affect their bottom line, and we'll speak on it, right? Unfortunately, Turkey put his foot in his mouth a little bit, telling us something and going in a different direction, and how does he redeem himself, if he can redeem himself from this situation? Is there redemption around the corner for this move right here that's going to be held against him? You are a visitor. You're a visitor into this space. People have been looking at you with a microscope, fine-tooth combing everything that you've said, a lot of leery energy. We love the sport of boxing. As somebody once made the example, boxing is like our baby girl, our young daughter, and you came and you made promises. We told you the stipulations. You knew what time to get her home. You promised you take care of her, and now we're hearing some weird shit going on. And young man, you didn't like violate the ultimate violate. You know what I'm saying? Because then we might have to go get the shotgun. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, hey, young man, sit down and please explain yourself, because this is not what we discussed. What the hell happened? What changed between here and 10 o'clock this evening? I don't know. Detroit, BC, already saw that. AK Crowder in the building says, blessing, brother Claymore. Blessings to you. AK Crowder with the spiritual super chat, man. Always appreciate the love, man. Thank you, man. We love the love, man. Let me see here. Devontae Richardson in the building. Salute to you, Devontae Richardson. What's good with you, man? What's good with your man? Say, man. Amen. Salute to my brother Curtis Robinson in the building, man. Salute Curtis Robinson. Glad to see you in the building, man. Shout out to the guy TR, man. TR, salute, Susan. Let me help you make your decision. Pillow hands. Enough said. Oh. Y'all listen, it's all fair because, hey, Devin, you got to show and prove, bro. That last performance, hey, bro, it is what it is, man. You got to show them that you're not scared to let those hands go, bro. You showed us all these pictures of all these muscles. You showed us all these pictures of these veins popping up in your forearm. You told Brian Norman you're going to sit him on his pockets. Your daddy out here calling you Debo Dev. Hey, man, man, we here for it.
Never know, man. Tiger Johnson scored that knockout.
Listen,
I'm just saying.
Reyes, we here for it, baby. We here for it, baby. You know what I'm saying? We ain't mad at Dev.
I'm stopping to talk about it.
We ain't dead. We ain't mad at Dev, bro. For sure, we here for it, man. Show the world, man. Show us. Show everybody, man. It is what it is. But let's speak right to it, man. News comes out a couple of weeks ago. The Zone drops this ultimate package, this tier package system to now where they're going to upgrade your membership, and inside the upgrade of this membership gives you the opportunity to watch all the pay-per-views, all the boxing matches, and all these different things all year long. And it's pretty much like a $15 upcharge on whatever you were paying if you have a DAZN membership. And obviously, if you never were a member of the Zone, it'll be $44.99 or $45 if you want to get past the semantics, which is right. That's one part of the topic. Is it worth it, et cetera, et cetera? We'll talk about that as well. But I guess it's just hitting different because at the end of the day, this is on the back end of a promise made, right? A promise to deliver free pay-per-views for us. And we talked about it in depth here on this channel about a point in time period where boxing was more available for the common person to just watch.
Accessible. The accessibility was there. Yeah.
Right. That's the word, accessible. And so we were super excited. We wanted to see boxing kind of go back there. Like, we understood that some fights are pay-per-view worthy. They should be on pay-per-view, but that the lion's share of boxing in general would have benefited in just growing the sport, growing the fan base of casuals if they had better accessibility to it. So, of course, and this is before Turkey even announced that it was going to be free, right? This is just us speaking about what would help in boxing, about what we grew up on and how we accessed boxing and fell in love with boxing when we were growing up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say poor, po. You know what I'm saying? When we was growing up, this is what we were able to do. Fix the antenna on the top of our shit. Get that. There it is. Everybody don't move. Don't move. Everybody stay still. If you move, you're gonna mess up the you know what I'm saying?
Let's be clear. That was our elders, not us. Right. They made us fix the antenna. Let's be clear.
Yeah, for sure.
What I mean?
Man.
Like, we watched that, but I don't know about you, Clay. You speaking on it.
I fixed the antenna, bro.
Yeah,
I'm old, Greg.
Yo,
hold it this way.
The old school television with the turn dial on it, and then my turn dial worn out because it was so old and it wouldn't turn it no more. So you had to get the wrench. You know what I'm saying? You had to get the pliers. You know what I'm saying? And you had to get up and then grab that little knob and and you didn't know what the number was going to be because the dial wasn't there no more. So you just kind of knew. You just kind of flipped and hit the channel and you waited for a commercial or something to come up to tell you that it was channel 9 or listen, bro, we can go back. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we can go back to some broke shit. You know what I'm saying?
UFH versus VHF.
Oh,
yeah, UHF, bro.
Hook it up to the UHF, bro.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You better tell them, bro. Anyway,
they don't know. They don't know.
We're starting to look more old. The beard is getting grayer. I'm looking older and older as I'm starting to expose myself to the space. So let's keep it 100 and stay right here, right? But bottom line is Turkey gave us hope. We thought we were about to. We told everybody get ready. Now you're about to see what we saw, and I'm so excited for you. And then this information rolls out a couple of weeks ago, and here we are here. So let me just ask straight to you guys: where are we at? Where are you at? How do you feel about it? And just speak on it. Feel free.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not really thrilled, but I get it. I think it's a transition. I think that's what we're looking at. I think all the apps are increasing in price. I think he's making it so it's a global thing because it's not just here in the United States, as they always say. Only the United States pays for the pay-per-views, blah, blah, blah. They're making this actually more so universal.
Oh, yo, hold on. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm so sorry. But yes. Do y'all remember when TV went off, bro?
Yeah.
When it got to a certain point, it was just over.
Yeah, it just ends. It just did the. In fact, you probably remember R. Stokes when they used to play the national anthem, where that song at the very end. Dun, dun, dun.
Right after the Tonight late show. After the late show, they played the national anthem. Yeah.
Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry, bro, but that was hilarious.
That was
crazy. When TV went off, bro. Listen. Could you imagine? Our kids would go crazy today if they couldn't get up in the middle of the night and watch some bullshit at 2 a.m.
Bro,
maybe they'll actually get up and go play
brown
a game.
Paper boxes with 64 channels. Y'all don't even understand the spoilness that y'all have. We had 64 cable channels. 64.
And that's if you could afford cable, right?
Right, that was the people who could afford. There was a lot of pay-per-view. Remember, there was a lot of pay-per-view. Like pay-per-view was like, and all the channels will upgrade, bro. Everything. Right. BET. I remember I used to have a friend who had BET. When we finally did get cable, we got the basic package without the BET, without all those things, and I was still going with that. I couldn't watch the music videos. Oh my! Anyway, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. All right, so my bad. To bring it back to the forefront. So what I'm thinking is,
wait. Do you remember pay-per-view would be on, but it'd be like squiggly lines?
Yeah, because you know what they had? Remember they had the it'd be like channel. I don't know about where you were, but where I'm at, because I had New York stations, so it would be. I
was in New York with you.
16. So 16 would be HBO, right?
Right.
And then if you went all the way to like 32. 32 would be the pay-per-view channel.
Right.
And you couldn't get it unless you paid for it. You had to call 1-800 number.
But it would tease you.
Yeah, it would show you. You can
hear all the audio.
Yeah,
you can hear the movie, but you couldn't watch the movie.
Yo, crazy work. Crazy work. And if you went to 64, you was in the adult neighborhood. I'm just letting you know.
Yo, shout out to Take because you definitely needed help to move the TV back in the day. That was not something you were doing on your own, right? Like you were definitely like, "Hey, come grab the other side of this." So
floor sets. Listen, they were floor sets, and if you didn't have a floor set, that's when they came out with the they called them the boob tubes because you know what I mean, they got smaller. Yeah.
Oh man, bro.
Absolutely.
Are we gonna keep doing this? We can't do this, bro. Go ahead,
all day. That's when they removed the antennas from the TV when they had the boob tubes. Crazy.
Go ahead, Ray. We talk about Turkey, man. We talk about Turkey, man.
So what I was getting at is that I think this is a transition to the applications, and I think all applications eventually are going to start moving this direction. I mean, we're already starting to see some of the sports and nationally move into streaming platforms. We're seeing ESPN being taken over by platforms. A lot of this cable stuff's going to be going away soon, so you're going to start seeing a lot of stuff in streaming. You're getting more than just boxing on the platforms, but the fact that you're getting free fights or fights that come with the program for an extra whatever charge, yes, it's an upgrade. So when you're buying or you're renting Hulu, right, or Amazon, in order to get certain things, right? You want to get HBO Max? Oh, you want to pay extra for that. So what is the difference? You're just adding on to the platform. You're adding the boxing service to your stream. So I think that that's nothing new, and it's nothing that's going to be forgotten, because it's going to continue to happen until they figure this all out. Because this streaming thing is becoming something big. You know what I mean? TV everywhere. We're becoming the cable guy, as we say. Because you can watch on your phone, watching your tablet, watching your pager if you got one that got a screen. You can watch everything. Yeah, that's just the way it's going, and I think eventually we'll get this stuff included in packages. The packages are only increasing, and as long as we're stupid enough to keep paying for it, they're going to keep giving it to us that way. And we just have to live with the consequences. That's it. I'm good with it.
No, and well, I mean, that's the thing, is that's the key word, right? Is the people that are willing to pay for it. So let me set a table for you guys so you understand where maybe some of this frustration is. It's only in America. It's only in the United States of America that pay-per-view, if you're doing it through DAZN, is $60. If you live outside of the USA, it's $19.99. So first off, I wonder, is there like a tariff on airwaves or something? Like, why are we paying more? Right? We're the bigger consumer in the sense of, you know, we're supposed to be the super powerhouse. Everybody wants the United States media, blah, blah, blah. You know, you want this. So why are you making us pay for it? That's number one. Why? You know, if you just said across the board, globally, doesn't matter if you're in India, if you're in Ireland, in Mexico, it's $19.99 across the board. If that's what DAZN said, I'd be like, cool, man. But why do I have to take a trip to Tijuana just so that I could go watch Stephen Haney versus Brian Norman for $19.99, man? Like, what's going on? Okay, right off the bat, that I don't understand. I don't have an answer for you guys. I'm just telling you, I'm setting up the table so you understand where some of the frustration is. Second one, okay? When DAZN first came out, the whole thing is, hey, you don't have to be committed to it for a year. You just pay $29.99. So that's $30 a month. You know, get off of it when you don't want to, blah, blah, blah. Or you can commit to 12 months and it's going to be $20 a month. Right off the bat, that's $240 a year. Okay? With $20 a month and what DAZN offers, which is soccer, billiards, boxing,
car racing,
bare knuckle, darts, right? For us, we're like, yeah, man. There's the NFL, Major League Baseball, the NBA. You know, there's some, even soccer we watch for free. We got college football. We got all kinds of stuff. So all we really cared about was the boxing. And you guys just happen to be the HBO for us at this point in our lives. So right. I guess you'll take my $20. Sure, why not? Right? Now they go, oh yeah, on top of your $20, by the way, we're gonna do this fight that's coming up, and that's gonna cost you an extra $60. All right, damn it.
If you upgrade to the package, this fight doesn't cost
No, but I'm just setting up the table for what is before this package came.
Okay.
I'm just trying to set a table so everybody understands where the frustration is coming from. Right. Before the package came, that's what would happen, right?
Right.
In 2024, I believe there was like eight, I don't know the exact figures, but 8 or 10 pay-per-views, right? Some of them were $69.99, Jake Paul versus whatever. Some of them were $60, whatever. And then they were trying to get the price down. Then 2025 rolls around. First time we see it for ourselves, right? Remember? $24.99, February. 7 amazing fights. We were like, oh, shit. This might be it. Yep. We might finally be getting closer. And then, you know, they pulled away from it. People are getting angry. Then you got to also pay for the other channels, pay-per-views. So Now you're with so much competition between PBC and Amazon and Top Rank this and everybody else. It's like you're already making a small pool of diehards have to, kind of divide and pull away from, am I going to pay for that pay-per-view? Am I going to pay for this pay-per-view? And then piracy is a thing, right? So then everybody starts going, screw it. I'm just going to watch it through someone's Facebook or somebody streaming it or however you guys want to live your pirate's life. If a pirate's life for you, I understand. And then Turkey comes along, okay? So first thing that Turkey does for us, so that you guys understand that, again, you will understand why ATP Combat Media does talk well about Turkey Al-Sheikh, because if it wasn't for Turkey Al-Sheikh, the last 24 months wouldn't have been best versus the best globally. Which, if you understand boxing history and if you're a bit of a historian, you will confidently say that our period of time right now, the last 24 months, has been the best boxing we've seen since the late 1970s. Everybody's fighting everybody. Best is fighting the best. And Turkey's the one that did that. And Turkey's the one that funded it. And I'm sure he was losing money or however they do it. It doesn't matter. He put it together. Good job. Then he came out in the middle of the summer and said, and we're going to make it even more accessible to you guys. I'm going to do, remember when he was saying there's going to be a lower package with commercials and then a middle package and a higher package so that it's easy to access for all the sports fans to get all this new demographic of young crowd people who will watch the boxing, right? That's what he said. Then some happened, which I'm sure you'll let us know. You give us some speculation on it, Clay. Some happened, and all of a sudden, the Zone's best offer to us is, you guys are still going to pay the $20 that you've been used to paying. but here's the thing. If you want the ultimate package, you got to pay $45, which is an extra $25 now on top of that. Or I'll tell you what, Clay. I'm going to hook you up, Clay, because you've been such a good customer, brother. How about just give me $450 right now? $450, man. And for the next 12 months, I'm going to give you the best content you've ever seen. I'm going to give you amazing pay-per-view. And basically, that's $37 a month. What do you think of that? And now you got Ray sitting there going, well, it is what it is. I'm okay with it. That's because Ray is a die-hard boxing aficionado. That's why. But I'll guarantee you right now, Ray, that Claymore's daughter is not sitting there going, oh, yeah, Dad, can I borrow $450 so that I can start watching casually boxing? So I can know. Right. And my whole problem with this is exactly what Dana White said. Dana White came out and said, give me about 5 years. I'm going to reintroduce boxing to the U.S. I'm going to fix all these different problems that's been having in the sport of boxing. Everybody's going to be able to see great events that everyone will get excited for. Do you know why I know that works, Ray? I'll tell you why. Because he did it with the UFC, and the UFC at one point was banned in certain states. Yeah. Now the UFC is about to be in the White House, bro. Right. It's free on CBS and Paramount Plus. And by the way, I get corrected by this a lot, Clay. When you go, well, wait a minute, man. You got to pay for Paramount Plus. I know. So I can watch Yellowstone and Mayor of Kingstown and fucking Landman. And you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I am paying for Paramount Plus, who's giving me Hollywood content, great TV series, all kinds of stuff. Oh, and by the way, they happen to have sports too. Great, thanks. That's not what DAZN's doing to me, man. I'm talking to you, DAZN CEO. Until you start showing me some Downtown Abbey and some British channels or something, all I'm paying you for is the boxing, man. So can you give America, can you give USA a discount? How about say to us, okay, for you guys who just want to watch the boxing, because that's all you want to watch, right, it's half the price. see, it's not convincing.
Yeah,
me,
block
right?
everything else out and just make boxing available to us.
And
You know what I mean?
the problem to me is it isn't fair because everybody else is getting the same buffet we're getting, except the only thing we're getting out of the buffet is the prime rib. But here's the worst part, Ray. We're paying more for the buffet because we live in a hotel called United States of America. Everybody else getting the regular ass morning buffet for the same price. Why are we paying more? Answer that question for me, group. Answer that.
Well, I'll tell you like this. This is why, right? You know, a wise man once said, you know what the hard worker gets rewarded with at his job? More hard work.
Yeah.
Right? Because at the end of the day, you're productive and it makes sense for me to put the work on you because you have a tried true history of working hard and doing more and being more productive than everybody else. As a business, it makes no sense for me not to put more work on you if I want the work done right and you have the track record of doing it right. So we work hard and we can celebrate you and high five you, but we're going to double up the work on you. Whereas the lazy person, you're damn right, he's going to get less work because we don't want it to get messed up because we're into the business of production, right? And I'll give you even a better example. Gas and diesel, right? If you pay close attention to the cities that get the most travel, they get the more expensive gas. They get the more expensive diesel because people need it and people use it, especially when it comes to trucking, right? The cities that, if you get closer to the highway, your diesel is going to be way more expensive than if you go into town to go get it because they know the convenience is there for you to just get off the highway real quick, get some fuel, and get back on the highway. And I bring all those examples full circle to say that America is known to be a consumer country. We are the biggest customers for everything on earth. That's why Donald Trump right now is leveraging tariffs against all these countries right now because of the fact that we are the number one buyers of all their bullshit, right? We have a society that is not building and selling. We're buying and consuming. So that's why they charge us as much as they charge us because we're willing to pay for it and because that's what we're here to do.
But are we buying the most though, Clay, in terms of boxing now? Are we buying the most? Because at last time I checked, everyone outside of the U.S., top 5 sport in their country, in their world is boxing. In our country, I don't even think it makes the top 20, does it, Ray? I mean, like, I don't know, bro. Like,
or something like that. Well,
it's pretty low.
I agree with you. As far as consumption in boxing, we are probably especially when it comes to the DAZN specifically, because the DAZN does mostly UK boxing, right? Like not a lot of American boxing. So I'm going to tell you straight up, bro. The way to respond to this as an American boxing space is going to be based on the support for the channel, right? If they're not getting the response they want, then I'm sure they'll revisit it and try to make it make more sense. It's something that I hate to be on the side of making excuses for because there's no excuse for it. And I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for Turkey and in Riyadh. I'm not going to sit here and be like, yo, I'm not going to do that, bro. Because at the end of the day, that's not my job. You're a grown man. The money you make, what you eat, don't make me shit. You don't spend the money with me. So you're kind of on your own on this one. And I have to say that anybody who feels some kind of way about it, I have to be like, yo, I understand. You know what I mean? I myself feel some kind of way about it. I'm paying it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm paying it because I watch boxing that way. I happen to watch boxing to the point to where I was just doing the math, right? It's really $15 more because it's $30 right now for DAZN. It's $29.99 for DAZN, unless you are like grandfathered in on some old program or something. I don't know. But right now it's $29.99 for DAZN. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, you paid $29.99 for DAZN, Clay? I didn't know that. Because I know that if you do the 1 year fully committed,
that's what I need to do. I'm lazy and I just hit the membership. So I'm probably going to end up, I'm like, that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. But at the end of the day, for most people who just go month to month, it's $29.99. So it's a $15 upcharge per month, right? Or if I were to do it even in the other way, I guess so what is it like?
If you pay $449.99 in America, because outside of the US, it's like $216, just so that you guys can get mad with me on why we're paying so much. But we would have to pay $449.99, right, for the year. So here's our money. Thank you very much. Hopefully the food is good because that's what's happening, right?
So
they didn't even advertise this.
It's $240 a year right now for the regular.
No, for me because if you commit to 1 year, it's only $20 a month times 12. It's $240, right? So that now what they're trying to sell someone like me who's already a hardcore person that's with them is they're like, oh, and by the way, instead of you, Angelo, having to worry about all these pay-per-views, how about you just give us $450, right now, like right before Thanksgiving, and then you don't have to worry about, the fight this Saturday, and we're going to promise you going into next year that we're going to do 12 plus pay-per-view events. First of all, you're telling me I don't even know what I'm eating yet, and I'm gonna help fund you whatever this is.
I can't opt out and be like,
I can't opt out of that shitty pay-per-view you just offered me that shouldn't have even been pay-per-view, which is again the subject I also want to bring up, right? Where when did it get to this point, Ray, that every fucking fight is a pay-per-view, bro? Like, again, no disrespect to Joseph Parker versus Fabio Wardley, but I remember a time when that same fight would have been on HBO Boxing After Dark or HBO Championship Boxing. You know what I mean, right? And even before that, when we're talking in the 80s, that was just free on ABC Wild World of Sports, bro. So at what point did it get? What point did it get that we got to pay it? Right? And, 1999. Okay. Yeah. So
wait, every month or for the year?
Mine's monthly.
Yeah,
so
every month.
Maybe it is $19.99 paying. I don't know. I haven't checked. I could have sworn it's $29. Let me check what I'm paying.
There's a couple different ways.
Yeah, it's $29. Yeah, it's $29.99 if you don't commit to 12 months. If you just want to pay month to month, and at some point, if you're not Stephon Diggs, Claymore, and you want to pull out, they charge you $29.99. But if you want to be Stephon and keep it in for 12 months, then you're paying $19.99 a month, bro. That's how it works. You save the extra $120 for just telling them, all right, man, I'll give you my money. But that's my point, Ray. Is now they're asking me, they're saying to me, hey, Angelo, you can either pay $45 a month, which is going to be $400 and it's like 500 some bucks, right?
For the year.
Yeah. Or I could just be like, oh, you could give us $450 right now, and it'll be about $37 a month. But it's the way they're talking to me. Like, you're talking to me like I'm an idiot. Right. All right. You're telling me that I now have to pay you $37 a month, which, by the way, I don't know what other subscriptions you guys are on, but I don't pay $37 a month for fucking Apple TV or Netflix or Hulu, Disney. Like, so other than ESPN app, which I don't pay for, it's ridiculous. It's $30 a month. I'm going to pay $37 a month in the hope that you're going to give me best versus the best, in the hope that somehow you're going to give me great fights. Like, I get it. You're teasing me right now. You're teasing me with the November 22nd card. You're teasing me with that. You're saying this is what it's going to be like, Angelo. Right. Do I get my money back if it's not like that in 2026? No, I don't. Right. So why would I, living in the USA, where you guys know the financial climate isn't exactly the most stable at this point, right? It's hard enough to come up with the $20 a month. Now you're going to ask me to come up with the extra? Have you lost your minds, the zone? This is actually the reverse of accessibility. And this is also the reason why people in general stopped watching boxing. So here's what's going to happen. Let me paint this picture for you, Ray. Zuffa Boxing is going to come in January. They're going to put up all these great fights, and no one's going to know who's who. Regular casual sports fans will watch it and go, wow, man, did you see that event? I don't know who Tony Gates versus Tony Tucker is, but that sure was fun. And they're going to do it again. And then everybody's going to get used to it, Clay, for 5 years. And all they're going to know is Zuffa Boxing. All they're going to know is, no, you got to go through Zuffa Boxing in order to get into Ring Magazine rankings. And that, Eddie Hearn, sir, is how you're going to lose this battle. You want to win this battle, Eddie? You better go tell the zone to stop robbing the American people. because that's what they're doing.
Right.
They're making us pay for everyone else. Either every motherfucker got to pay the same price play, or none of us pay it.
Well,
One or the other.
Maybe it was Eddie Hearn that was out there telling them, "Hey, these guys are lumps." Or I don't know how they say it in England.
Yeah,
but,
I'm gonna be real, right? And I think it is a mistake that they're approaching it this way. I don't think it helps American boxing out. But I was speaking to shout out my brother Round One. We were talking about earlier today. He's like, "Do you think this is a play to kind of steer all the traffic to Zuffa, to Paramount?
Hey,
Like, is this a connected play? You know what I'm saying? To give people like, yeah, you guys can watch free boxing and no problem and stuff like that. Just go to Paramount. Zuffa's gonna be there doing it. You know what I'm saying? Go there. You know what I mean? You don't got to be a hardcore over here. You can go over here and be introduced to this other style of boxing,
right.
Or this other delivery of boxing in a free way, right?
And you got Netflix.
I think, and we don't know what Top Rank is going to do, and obviously PBC's on Amazon Prime, even though they're charging pay-per-views as well. But maybe they might change their business model up a little bit as well. Let's change gears on this conversation a little bit, and let's speak on redemption. Let's speak on the side of redemption, right? What kind of boxing do we need to? Is there a kind of boxing that we need to see next year that could possibly justify the upcharge, to where when you look at it, you go, damn, you know what? They really delivered on what they said they were going to do. Because I'm going to tell you right now, right? For me, and what I'm paying right now is $15 more a month, right? It's 3 pay-per-views, bro. It's $180 added to my what I spend right now. That's 3 pay-per-views, right? So if they give me 3 good pay-per-views next year, I spend that money regardless. That's what I spend regardless. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, because I'm going to spend for the pay-per-view. If they give me 5 pay-per-views, I'm officially getting somewhat of a deal. If they give me 10 pay-per-views, I might look at it like, yo, bro, I don't care, bro. I would have probably spent $50 on each one of these pay-per-views, and that'd have been an extra $500 that I would have spent on a year on top of my subscription. So my question is there redemption there? Is there a way that they can redeem themselves by delivering a quality product?
See, the thing is, Clay. Oh, go ahead, Ray. Sorry. Go ahead.
You got it.
No, I was just gonna say to Clay. The thing is, everything Claymore just said, everyone. See, that's because he already is the consumer.
Right.
He already is stuck, man. He's the guy that got dealt the crack, and now he's a crackhead, right? Like that's what happened. So he's like, oh, well, I spent this much money on it anyway. So I'm gonna get more crack, even if the crack's not as good. It's still free. It's still free crack, right? Like,
no, I want the crack to be good crack. I want the crack to be good crack, bro. I'm saying good crack. That's what I'm saying.
No, but when you were saying, yeah, but you were saying that just by you paying that $450, it's like you would have just paid the extra $180. And I don't look at it that way. The way I see it is, first of all, pay-per-view means I had a choice to pay for the viewership. Okay.
Right.
Secondly, if your goal is to make boxing great in America again, then why are you not giving Claymore's daughter a chance to watch the boxing and make it be like where she's like, oh, Dad, I was watching Hannah Montana on this channel, and the same channel had Zuffa boxing in it. You know what I'm saying?
Hannah Montana, but for sure, no. I agree with you. I'm sure she's looking right now like, what? Anybody watching Hannah Montana? I'm 16 years old. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep her off loving hip hop and all that bullshit, right? But no, I agree with you. I think that's too. I agree with you. And that's probably the most important part of this conversation, to be honest with you. The most important part of this conversation is clearly, how are we going to expand and grow boxing in America with this kind of business model? What casual fans who really don't watch boxing like that are about to opt into $45 a month to be able to watch it? It's almost like a pay-per-view every month for those people who aren't already members of the DAZN, right? What would made more sense, I believe, would have probably been to maintain the 30, upgrade everybody if you want to upgrade everybody to the 30 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And focus on, because we believed and we were hoping, and And I feel like that's kind of like the energy he delivered to us, that the hope behind a free or a way more accessible, way cheaper version of watching these fights would bring in a casual fan who would give this a chance, who would gamble in this direction, spend a low amount of money, maybe, you know what I'm saying, to become member of a channel that they have full access to all of the fights on. And that would help the sport grow. So how would this whole entire business model, are you going to grow the sport? It does seem to be a little bit going against the whole purpose of what we thought this was all about. So that being said, it's like, are you here for the betterment of American boxing? Now can be questioned. What are you actually here for? And as I stated earlier, is it connected to the Zuffa situation?
Yep, bottlenecking everybody to Zuffa.
Yeah, is it funneling traffic in a certain direction that ultimately helps the real big plan, which is making Zuffa boxing big again? And if that's what it is, it's diabolical.
That's not.
It's kind of smart. It's kind of.
It is smart. It is smart. It is smart.
Kind of smart. We can keep it 100 and be like, damn, bro. Damn.
Yeah.
It's chess. Yeah. It's definitely chess and not chess.
Oh,
if that's what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And damn, bro, I don't know. You know, from the outside looking in, and listen, man, it's not for everybody, right? I'm spending my money on it. That's what I'm gonna do because I watch enough of it, right? You have to ask yourself, we are at the whim, we're kind of at, right, the feet of the people who control the energy. You know, I mean, they put the price on it and we decide if we're gonna buy it or not, right? Like I buy, I got these trail mix that I love, right? It's Cajun spicy and it's got little sweet toffees in it. I love this trail mix.
Oh,
this is my shit, right?
That sounds great.
It's delicious. It's delicious. It's my go-to. You know what I'm saying? If I go to market, I'm gonna grab me a bag of this trail mix. You know what I'm saying? It's my go-to. But if they add $1 on it, bro, I'm gonna bitch and I'm gonna put a bag of that shit in my fucking cart. because I like that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not ready. I might get tough for like a week or two. I ain't gonna lie. For like a week or two, I might put my foot down, but eventually you're gonna see it in my. You're gonna be like, damn, bro, you got a bag of this shit. I thought you said you weren't gonna buy it no more. Shut the fuck up, bro. Don't look at my bag of trail mix if you don't like my bag of trail mix, bro. It's in there, right, bro. I like it. And that's what it comes down to. And that's the unfortunate part. But I'll tell you this, Turkey has definitely not made fans out of this.
He's lost fans, if we're being honest. He's lost fans in the sense of
100%.
It started with, man, we all support Turkey. We love Turkey. He's amazing. And by the way, this show and us, we support you too, Turkey. We're not saying we don't support you. Like, don't get it twisted. We definitely don't want our show to be like where people are calling us out where, man, you guys are always glazing up Turkey like he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, right? Well, he has been amazing for boxing in general globally. He got Frank Warren to go talk to Eddie Hearn, and he somehow got De La Hoya to start letting his fighters fight some good matches, and everybody's fighting everybody, and even PVC had to get involved. That's great. Thank you very much. But if the play, like Clay Moore is saying, is, oh, well, this is his next plan to make boxing great America again, he's going to funnel it all to Dana White, then yes, Dana White is going to win big time because we've already seen this formula. And in fact, Ray, let me ask you this question, because I know you're not the biggest UFC fan in the world, but how in America, pay-per-view buys, in the United States of America, who do you think will win the pay-per-view buys if there was a race for it for this Saturday, November 15th? Eubanks versus Ben, $60 pay-per-view, but you got to start watching it at noon Pacific time. Or UFC 322, Valentina Shevchenko versus Zhang Weili, right? For the
they going at it this weekend?
Yes, it's on Madison Square Garden, bro.
Wow, that's a good fight.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
And here's the thing, Ray. It's free at 3 o'clock. It's free at 5 o'clock. And the only portion you got to pay for is the main card portion. And you don't even really have to pay for that if you just want to go to Dave & Buster's or whatever bar is showing it. Right? And all of that. But if you did want to pay for it, it's $80. How much do you want to make
So
Yeah. How much do you want to make a bet that in the United States of America, there will be more people that will buy UFC 322 than they will Conor Benn versus Chris Eubanks, the rematch?
I agree. Well, first of all, we're looking at a different time scale where you're looking at college football being on, and that right there is
Yep.
going to dominate the airways. And
There you go. There you go.
Secondly, even though it's date night with most people, they will sit down at a bar and probably watch the fight, and they're going to spend money on it anyway. The Patreon is going to make their money back. You're going to have people that are going to stay home that are true boxing fans and UFC fans, and they're going to watch it at group parties, right? But at the end of the day, you still have that same problem. If you do, we're talking about if we have to pay for the pay-per-view, I'm assuming with UFC. And if you do, you're going to have a lot of people still on the platform. So you're still going to have these watch parties with people still in the network. So I think it balances out. I think at the end of the day, what I was trying to get in on this conversation is that we have to remember what this really is about. I think Turkey does have the plan to move it, and I think he's getting pushback. I think he's getting a lot of pushback. I think this is why he wanted to test the network of Netflix to see how he can do big fights free without pay-per-view. I think that was a test for him. I think what we're missing the point is that was one of the things that he was able to get a big fight on, crush numbers that no one's ever seen crush before. And he's talking to his own saying, look, yeah, we'll work with you. We'll add this, but if you're going to add, we're only going to charge us $15 for our fights. We'll do that. But you have to recognize.
We'll hit the link.
Not to mention, we have to remember who's the higher paid fighters when we put them in the ring. When you start looking at who's paying more to the fighters in contract negotiations and things of this nature, and you have to build these events in the United States as opposed to England and as opposed to Japan and Saudi Arabia, the money changes. Even Australia, right? Because the stadiums there are probably at least half the price they will cost to book here in the United States. So they have to make some type of money back. Everything is based on revenue and return. And I think at the end of the day, that's where it comes down to is the return. Though the private fund of Turki Al-Sheikh does not have a so-called return because they don't need it, we also have to look at the fact that in the United States, Eddie Hearn, who's Matchroom, Oscar De La Hoya, who's yeah, I know it's crazy, right?
Did you see what I put in there though?
Yeah.
That he just talked to Virgil. He just pressed him in what Virgil just said. Did you see that?
Yeah.
We saw it. We're just trying to get through Ray's point.
I seen it.
Right?
But Oscar, so Oscar De La Hoya with Golden Boy and last but not least,
wipe that lens, Blue. That was diabolical.
Yeah, I was gonna say you black and white, and then it got okay. Now you clear. All right. So
land your play, Ray, because I want to.
I'm trying to. All right, so we got Oscar De La Hoya and we have Frank Warren. All these guys, they have their channels and they want to be broadcasted here. In order to do so, you're probably gonna have to pay a little bit more. Is it fair? No, because you made a promise to remove it. But does that promise include Zuffa and Netflix? And that's where we really have to look on the other side of it.
Yeah. Blue, what's good, family? How you, man? Oh, you're muted. You're definitely muted.
Oh, salute.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah. I literally just got off the air. I was with Virgil. Huh?
With Norbs in them? With Norbs and
Jamel Herron?
Jamel, yeah.
Yeah. I was just on there with him, and everybody kept sending me the link.
Yeah.
Press him on there. So I went on there and I'm like, listen, I asked him straight up, who's in charge? You, your team? Who made the last decision? You or them? And he said, I do. I said, are you going to make the fight with Jaron Boots Ennis? Since you the one in charge.
Right.
Are you going to allow them? So then he started telling me about the politics and so on and so forth. And so I said, is that the fight that you want? Because there's a lot of confusion. Who's in charge? Is it your manager? Is it your dad? Is it you? Is it Oscar? Who make the last decisions? And he said, it's him. So I said, are we going to get Jaron Boots Ennis? He went as far as to say he wants Jaron Boots Ennis over a title shot next.
What? Well, listen, man.
Now, here's the thing, Blue. Did you believe him?
I just want to be clear here, right?
I don't believe him, but I put him on record.
Right. No, listen, I believe him. I believe him. I'm that type of dude, right? I'm the half cup full, half
Yeah,
empty.
yeah,
I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna let you hang your own self. And I want to be on record that I'm going to believe you. But I also believe there's the options aren't as plentiful as people would like to play with you and say that it is. I think the zone is putting their foot down on what needs to happen. And I think if Oscar De La Hoya were to go ahead and overstand that situation and carry, because the zone is making it clear we're not interested in this other fights, right? So now the only way there's an argument to say that these fights get made is if Oscar goes and makes a deal with PBC to show it on Amazon or with Netflix to put it on the bigger platform. He's literally going to have to explain to the zone execs on how.
Yeah, Clay. Greg on there pressing him right now.
Yes.
Greg Hackett on there pressing him right now.
Oh, dude, it's crazy, bro. I'm definitely gonna catch a replay, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he's cornered. He's cornered. And I've told everybody, I think that fight happens. I'm gonna be real with you. And I think it happens because Virgil is prideful. Virgil ain't no bitch. And the space is erupting, bro, on all platforms about this fight. They are all talking about it. Like to the point to where I believe if they put up a fight and they have Errol Spence versus Virgil Ortiz, Virgil might be risking legitimately getting booed on his way to the ring. Well, Greg just went ham on him. I know Greg gonna set it off.
Greg said, Greg pressing him. Virgil got mad. He said, you know what? I'm moving on from everybody right now. At this point, since this is what y'all want, it's boots 100%.
You want to fight, and that's what I believe.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rams.
We gonna make this happen.
Yeah, the space is talking, bro. Virgil can't get around this. And I'm telling you right now, Oscar is somewhere right now texting the crap out of Virgil right now.
Yeah. Hey, but let me say this. Can I say this real quick, Kay? But let me say this, right? Shout out to Virgil for staying in the fire.
Right.
For him to sit there and take the call from me and take the call from Greg and sit there and continue to, he could have easily, because they just said, Virgil, you want to get out of here? He said no.
Yay, I love that. I love it. And by the way, Blue, I've always said it isn't Virgil. Virgil's not scared to fight Boots. He wants to fight. The problem again is he really in charge? Right? And I don't know if he's really in charge all the way. Because if he was really in charge right now, right, then why doesn't he do what kids do sometimes, Blue? They just elope, right? You want to get married to Boots, then go sign a contract right now. Get it done already so that nobody else can stop you from doing it. But it's got to go through my manager and my promoter and blah, blah, blah. And I think that's what's going to stop it, which is why I disagree with Clay. Like, he thinks it's going to happen. And I'm like, no. Oscar and Rick Morigian and all these guys, they're not going to let that happen, man. They're going to make sure that Virgil gets a chance.
But I wasn't shushing you. I was listening.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, they're going to make sure that Virgil gets a chance to get a world title, to get something, instead of getting whooped on.
He just said that his team wants to fight. So,
really?
He was responding to Greg Hackett. So,
Ray, do you believe him? Do you believe that? I know that Virgil's there.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. This guy is speaking on the behalf of the goodness of boxing. I don't think he's true in blue. True in blue? You know what I mean? I don't think he's celebrating himself to be anything. He's on the fence on his answers. He has to be politically correct. He has to give the world what they need. But when you have a situation like that, first of all, Clay should just call up while we're on air right now. And I think Clay should call on air and ask the question so we can hear it and hear what the responses are, number one.
Hey, get busy, Clay. You want me to send you the number?
It's right here. He see it. He watched.
Oh, you got it? Oh, okay.
I'm watching. I'm definitely watching.
Yo, Clay should call the number on the bottom of the screen, get in there, and ask the questions that we can all hear. I think everyone in here, because we don't want to distract the chat. We don't want the people moving away when we can bring it to us. You know what I mean? Why not?
That's
Why
true.
not make it bigger? But at the end of the day, Virgil.
Hey man, I gotta salute Virgil though, man. That dude's because listen, I've been in situations where a fighter would quickly be like, bro, get him off the get. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
for Virgil still sitting there,
He ain't
and,
moving.
No, he's having a good time, bro.
He in his
yeah,
miracle,
and like
bro.
Ray said, and Ray, like you said, right? He's being very, very clear in his response. He's not stuttering. He's not hesitating.
No.
He's being extremely clear and extremely direct with his responses.
Yeah,
right.
Blue, let me say this, right? You know, he said something significant just right now. He said his father wants him to fight that fight next, and he's saying his team wants him to fight that next. I don't believe that, right? But I want to say that, you know, at a minimum, what I get from that, and this is me, bro. I'm just mental like that, right? They are saying that to him because they don't want him to think that they don't believe in him.
Right.
So they're saying that to him. And the reality is if you guys don't make this fight next, let me look at you guys, bro. If you don't make this fight next, you may legitimately fuck Virgil's psychology up on what he thinks about himself and what he thinks you guys think about him.
Yep.
He is doing way too much showing his willingness to make this fight happen for you guys to F around and put him in a position to where the space is calling him a duck. I'm telling you, because there's only one reason this fight don't happen at this point, and it's because you guys don't believe he can win the fight. And that's how he might not say it to you guys directly. That's how he feels about it. But I'm telling you, that's what he's going to feel about it. Let me tell you something, bro. If I'm going to fight somebody, right, and my dad is like, yo, don't fight that dude, right? And I'm like, nah, bro. I'm saying a street fight, right? And I'm like, nah, man, I'm going to get this fair one. And my dad's like, chill, look, going in. And he's jumping in it too much. I'm going to start looking at my dad like he don't think I could whoop this dude's ass, bro. And it's going to make me feel some kind of way. It's going to put a chip on my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? It's going to make me feel some kind of way that my own pops and my own people, or even if a friend, the Blue's like, chill, bro. Yo, that's Zab Judah, bro. I don't want you to get your jaw broke. It's going to make me feel like I shouldn't fight.
Yeah, Clay, you know exactly what I was just thinking about right now, right, Clay?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
The Chisora joint?
Y'all didn't hear the phone ring.
Exactly. I know
his phone was ringing. He ignored it.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah,
he's in his home. He's comfortable in his home, so nobody has any control over what he's saying. He is in his own room, closed suitcase all over the room. He don't give a shit, and he doing his thing. I dropped. Look, the phone call came in. Look,
somebody's hollering at him and telling him to chill, bro. Somebody's telling him to chill. I promise, but it's too late. It's too late. And you know what it is at the end of the day? At the end of the day, and I'm telling you, whatever that conversation is, bro, it's going to be a mid-shift argument. Like, I don't understand, right? From Virgil's young, you can see it. I talked to Virgil before. He's got an optimistic spirit. He still has a youthful spirit about him, bro. And he's into the possibilities in life. He's into why not. You know how young kids are? You know, when you're trying to tell them, you know what I mean? You're trying to put them in and trying to keep their feet on the ground because you don't want them going too far. He's in that place right now, and they're weighing out how to deal with this, and they're speaking to him, and he's getting introduced to the real boxing game right now, the politics of the sport in the real way right now, to where it's like, I don't understand. That's why I called him up here to fight him. That's why I told him, let's have this face off. That's why I meant it when I said, can I get a yes? I meant it when I said, this is the fight that needs to happen next. You guys don't believe that? I don't understand, because you guys are like, you're on the same page with me, but every time this thing gets addressed, now you're calling me in the middle of my shit. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get me to stop saying what I'm saying. What is the real problem here, bro? And the reality is you guys ain't got no choice. The same way Oscar had no choice with Ryan Garcia, the same way Oscar didn't have no choice with William Zepeda, is the reality is that these fighters put you the same way Oscar had no choice with Floyd Schofield, you know what I'm saying, with Shakur, which we don't know what. Anyway, that being said, at the end of the day, this fight's happening next. I believe it. I believe it's a 70% chance that Jerome Boots and Virgil Ortiz fights next year. What do you think?
And Clay, I asked Virgil, I said, what's the percentage? He said 100%.
I agree.
Period.
He's making it happen. He's taking the horse by the helms or whatever, the bull by the horns. He's
Yeah.
running with it. He's taking control. He's doing the David Benavidez that we talked about the other day. He's making sure his name is going to be submitted because he knows win, lose, or draw, it's good for the sport, and he loves the sport. A lot of people misunderstand that these boxers fight because they love the sport and they want to bring it back. Because when you bring it back, you get more fans. When you get more fans, there's more money to the game. And that's what they want. That's what they're trying to acclimate, and that's what they're pushing. So when you get these fighters now out here saying this is what we want, no one's telling Oscar that he couldn't go fight Bernard Hopkins, he couldn't go fight Floyd Mayweather, he couldn't fight Shane Mosley. You know what I mean? He wanted those fights. When Vargas called him out, he went and took that fight. He didn't have to fight Vargas, but he took it, right? Because he knew what it was. He knew by beating Julio Cesar Chavez, a fight he wasn't ready. People didn't want to see. He wanted. He got that fight, and he ran out there and made it happen. Beat Julio Cesar Chavez, became the number one Mexican superstar in boxing, and from that point on, led the boxing side of the street from the Latino community. So now, we're looking at Oscar, who's now trying to hold and put cement on his boxers' feet just to protect their losses. No one stopped liking Oscar because he had a loss. You know what I mean? He lost that fight to Felix Trinidad. I believe that was his first loss. No one stopped him. You know what I mean? They kept pushing. No, go get the rematch. When he lost to Floyd, hey, they wanted him to get the rematch. The point is, no one cared that he lost. They just wanted to see him fight. And I think that's where we're getting away from boxing. Is everybody trying to protect these damn O's, bro? And it's not. I'm starting to believe it's the promoters, not the fighters, as much as I want to. I think some fighters do believe that. But at the end of the day, we're only going to get great boxing and great content from watching these guys fight at the end of the day.
You know what it is, Ray? You said it. It's the promoters, right? You know what it is? What the promoters are in the fighter's ear, right? So they jump in their ear, like Clay said, right? Now, I'll find a different way, a different approach. So you see the example Clay gave with his dad, right? Now, I'm gonna find a different approach, right? Like he said, I'm his dad saying the same thing, but this is what I'm gonna say. Hey, bro, let that build. You know how much people will pay you for that?
Mm-hmm.
You can fight him, get this money, and that money going double. Then you fight him, and you beat him, and that money going triple.
Yep.
And you got to pay for your family. You got to pay for your family. Now I'm in Clay Air. You know what I'm saying? You can pay for your family. You gonna beat his ass? Why do it right now? Why do it for 10 million when you could get 30 million next year?
Right.
And you can get on top of that 30 million, you're gonna get 6 million from this fight, then you're gonna get 10 million from this. Now that turned into 46 million. Do the math. Baby. And now Clay like, yo, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna feed. Now when Clay go out to do
that's exactly what they're doing to him. That's exactly what they're saying to him. But the problem is that, oh man, let me tell you, the problem is that Virgil is smart, bro. He's an intellectual person, bro. He low key, Virgil's a nerd. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's generally a real nerd. He's not an outside type of person. He's not a street person. He's actually like a video game playing, gets good grades, could go to college and do something great with his life, intelligent, smart person. And I'm just having a hard time getting around the fact that it's gonna still come down to, why didn't you say this to me before? Why did you tell me that you wanted to make this fight happen? Why did you say you wanted me to fight him next? Why did you support why all of a sudden is it not smart to fight him now? Was it not, why you didn't think about this before?
Because this the angle they're gonna use, Clay. They're gonna say, because Turkey was offering 15, now guess what? How much he gonna offer? Because the fight got bigger. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna use that Floyd Mayweather angle.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Floyd? Remember when Floyd? And the truth of the matter is true. Because remember when Floyd said, "I'm gonna get 75 million, and you gonna get 50 million, Manny. I'll send you 50 million right now."
Right.
And guess what? Even though we felt like it was way too late, Manny ended up getting 20 million, and Floyd ended up getting 190 million or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
So they quadruple it, tripled it.
Yeah.
Yeah, part of that though, Blue, is that if you remember, you guys remember this. So 2010, we thought it was done. We thought that by the end of that year, we're going to hear Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather.
Mhm.
Things happened the way it happened, right? But boxing was accessible to the USA mainstream fans. And over the next course of the next 5 years, Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather became so accessible to the USA mainstream boxing fans that they were in courtside on the same game, Blue, walked
Mhm.
across from each other, shook hands, and the fight got made. And everyone got involved, from the NBA to the NFL. Everybody was talking about it. Virgil Ortiz and Bucinas isn't popular like that, bro. They're not.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. That's the whole angle right there.
Right.
Because wait until they get to that popular. Because remember, when they came face to face at that basketball game, right? The fight got made after that.
Yep, I know.
Right. But but now they got enormous amount. Remember when Floyd first met with Manny in the room, when he offered him the 50 million to wire it to him right now? Remember that in the beginning?
Yep.
And Manny turned it down. And Floyd was like, man, I offered to send this dude 50 million. And the whole world, including myself, was like, Manny turned down 50 million. Right?
Yep.
Right.
And then he ended up turning it down, and it became 150 million.
Right. But what
when
did
he
Manny
did accept it.
But Blue, we're talking about generational fighters in both Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, who over the next course of those 5 years,
1,000%, you're right. Well,
You
no,
know,
I'm just saying the blueprint in itself,
yes,
right, is what we know this, but this is the blueprint that Oscar is gonna remember. Oscar can use this from personal experience. He could tell Virgil, listen, you know how long Floyd was trying to fight me? And you know how long I put it off? And then when I did, it was the biggest fight in history.
Right.
At that time.
No, that's true. Yeah.
At that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So from personal experience, like this is what I'm saying, this is what they whispering in his ear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like Clay is saying, because if they don't whisper those sweet nothings in his ear, his confidence is going to take a hit, because he's going to start to believe, wait a minute, y'all don't believe me. They can't go up to him and be like Clay was saying, he going to say, what changed? And their angle is going to have to be the numbers. The numbers change, because they can't say, right, Clay, we don't like the style matchup. What?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but they're going to come, we know, and I'm sure he knows this to a degree, right? Like Clay said, he going to look at his father and be like, hold on, I'm starting to think you don't think I could whip this dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Virgil, if a part of Virgil's mind is going to be, hold on, y'all don't believe in me, but they going to be pounding him, with so much of the money's going to triple. If Turkey was offering you this, imagine what he'll offer you if you beat Errol Spence at AT&T Stadium and sell it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though now he's like, I'm off the Errol Spence situation and all that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, this is just the sweet nothings they're gonna whisper in his. Yeah, he said that. He said I'm off. He told Greg that. He just said, I'm off this Errol Spence. He SHIT. He said I'm on Boots 100%. That's what y'all talking about.
Now here's what's crazy, right? Here's what's crazy, Blue, and you know how the business of boxing works. If they walked up to Virgil and his team in an intervention meeting, let's say, everybody's on the couch, and they go, they're going to give us X amount. This is how much money you're going to make for Boots, which is going to be half of what you're going to make for fighting Errol Spence on AT&T. Virgil Ortiz, as much of a warrior as he is, bro. Well, now we're talking about money and business.
Yeah.
And as much as Virgil keeps saying it.
It's not even money in business, though. It's just reality, because if I'm Virgil at that point, I'm killing two birds with one stone. I could get Errol Spence for that amount of money and then still fight Boots.
And here's where I would say And this is where people fuck it up. The same way Joshua and Wilder fucked it up. How do any of us know that Errol Spence couldn't beat him? Because I just watched Manny
This is a
Pacquiao
fact.
come out of a 4.5-year retirement, and he whooped Mario Barrios. So how do I know Errol Spence doesn't all of a sudden go, that was the 2-year vacation I just needed with the perfect opponent?
It's very possible, right? I mean, we seen Buster Douglas, we seen what was it, Oliver McCall and them Hasim Rahman knock out Lennox Lewis and ruin some moment. You know, he was able to bounce back, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, but that's why we love boxing, because so much is at stake. The part of the reason now Floyd was already massive, right? He was already especially from the Oscar fight, right?
Yes.
But a part of the reason why they got so big and people don't realize, and I say this all the time, is because of the risk. Every time we watch a Manny Pacquiao fight, we had our fingers crossed. We had our fingers crossed, right? Don't fuck it up. Don't lose. And then he fight incredible people. Same thing with Floyd, right?
Yep.
When he fought Canelo, it was like, bruh.
Right. I remember that one. I was in.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you gonna do what?
Yeah, why?
Like, yo, he going, and the whole world's like, he ain't gonna fight. But then those things, those edge of the seat moment, and we was on the edge of our seat, not because we was unsure of if they can win, but we just hoping that they don't lose because what was at stake. But so it actually helped build that peak until we got to the point where Marquez fucked it up, right? And put Pacquiao to sleep, and it was like, bro, what the hell just happened? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But even when he got the Marquez third fight, we like, all right, another victory, and they're gonna give it to Manny on the decision, you know, whatever. And then when Floyd fought Cotto, and then Floyd, it's like the intrigue, the nail biting is not because the actual fight, it's that the outcome. I think we was all relieved after they won, like, whew, now people was watching it just to see them win and get to the end and see if they gonna call each other out.
Exactly.
Right.
So it just built up the fight even more. It helped build the aura and the prestige in their brand so much that by the time they got to each other, look, it became the biggest fight in boxing history, because it would not have, I think it would have been crazy numbers. I think it would have surpassed Floyd and Oscar and so on and so forth. But it hit 4.6 million pay-per-view buys because of the years of buildup.
Right.
And because not only the years of buildup, but the years of buildup with the level of opposition they was fighting against.
Right. And but here's the thing that I always have to go back to, though, Blue. Every time we watch Manny Pacquiao fight, or every time we watch Floyd fight, let's even say from 2010 when it was supposed to happen, all the way to 2015. Not only were those guys performing, but they were performing at an accessible level to the regular USA mainstream fans. And Jerome and Virgil Ortiz right now, I could like here's the thing, Blue, and you know we're talking in the boxing aficionado group. Of course we love Virgil Ortiz and Jerome Bucinas because they're two of the best fighters in the world. Of course we want to see the fight. The problem is if I go to Starbucks across the street, they're going to talk to me about Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua because that's the more popular name. And in order for the buildup that you're talking about to get to that Pacquiao versus Mayweather level, we would need to see Jaron Enos on like free CBS and Virgil Ortiz on free CBS on regular U.S. mainstream TV all the time, over and over and over again, while Blue, they don't lose. And to be honest with you, at 150
not only not losing is how they win, because remember, Floyd and Pacquiao was dominating.
Yes.
They was dominating Hall of Fame level fighters.
And, Margaritos.
And we like, yo, what the? So Boots would need to dominate Jamel Charlo. Virgil would need to dominate Sebastian Fundora
or some,
so on and so forth. I 1000% get what you're saying. I'm just saying from the flip side of it is what I'm sure, like Clay is saying, he could say what he wants. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But we know his team
They not
when
on
his
board.
daddy was speaking and Oscar was speaking and
They don't
Robert
want it.
Garcia speaking, they don't want that fight.
No, they
No,
don't.
of course not.
And
think it's
it's
gonna happen.
evident. It's evident, and
Right.
you know the mere fact to me that Virgil Ortiz knows how they feel about this fight being next lets me know that they've spoke about this fight in depth. You know what I'm saying? It lets you know that there's been this conversation that's happened around this fight, and for them to be speaking to him directly that they want this fight next, and they haven't told him don't tell nobody. They haven't given him the game plan, right? They could have easily said, yo, we want these fight next, but we have to carry it the right way. So, you know, watch how you speak about it, because we're going to leverage everything we got to make sure we get you the best deal. They didn't give him that conversation, because here he is on a podcast out of nowhere that's not the biggest podcast. I think Jamel Herring, salute to him, but he has like 1,000 people following him. Norbs has like 9,000 people following him, but not for boxing, right? He does the battle rap thing. Why would they allow him to do an interview like this and not give him some media training on what to say and what not to say? No, they've been blowing smoke up his ass, bro. They got him believing that they're on board with him on making this fight happen, bro. And now, we're speculating as to what that phone call was about. That phone call could be about nothing, right?
Yeah, it could have been about go get some milk.
Yeah, it could have been like, yo, bro, can you do me a favor? Exactly. Come down, dinner's done, right? It could have been all types of shit, right? But at the end of the day, he committed a lot tonight on a podcast out of nowhere. Not not inside the ring.
And I bet you what, Clay? You won't see him on no more podcasts from here on out.
That's what we're gonna
and
see.
And that's sad, by the way. And I was gonna say, Blue. Now that's sad because, like I've told you guys, I believe Virgil in his heart knows he can do it. He believes he can do it, right? The problem is, again, it's the team that's going to prevent it from happening. But at the end of the day, people forget that when Floyd Mayweather was doing his thing and Manny was doing his thing, they were also paying for their own promotional groups.
Yep.
They were paying a lot of money to promote themselves. You got Virgil Ortiz on a small podcast right now, right?
Because he did that.
The team's not going to sit there and try to promote any of that.
Hey, fun fact: me and Virgil got the same birthday too.
So I agree with you guys, and I think everything's going to come from this. I actually think the fight happens. I think Virgil's going to actually grab the bull by the horns, and he's going to run with this, like I mentioned earlier. I think that the reason why it's going to happen is because he's doing this outside of spite, and he wants to make this a known fact that he wants this fight. I think his team, as Clay said, has been beating him in the ear with this, and this, even though they're trying to retract on it, and they're trying to push back to other things. But this is where I see it coming forth in full circle. I see that Virgil sees something that he's noticed with the last couple of major fighters in our game, right? We just seen Gervonta Davis not fight a rematch with Lamont Roach, which was a close fight. We've seen him not fight Shakur Stevenson, which everybody anticipated this fight. We've seen on the opposite end David Benavidez saying, I'm going to take this young bull, David Morrell. I'm going to get him in the ring and I'm going to show him how it's done. No, we want you to fight him. No, I'm not fighting him. I'm fighting Morrell. Get me on the board with Morrell. And guess what? It happened, and it moved things the right way. So when you start seeing people start taking charge, and they start saying, look, either we're in or we're out. And if we're out, I'm out. And they start putting their foot down, we start getting things going. And we've seen this happen in the past, Boo. We've seen where people have stepped away from their promotional companies because of certain antics, where they weren't getting what they wanted in the negotiations, whether it was football, whether it was basketball. They sat there and they took their strikes. And then guess what? At the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers got his deal done. Even though, it was hard for everybody else to sit out and take their deals, Aaron Rodgers got his deal done. He didn't get traded. He didn't have this happen. No, he got a deal done, and he made it happen on his own terms. And I think this is what we see happen with Virgil. I think Virgil's going to sit there and he'll play the fence, be like, look, I'm not fighting nobody. Y'all going to sit here and star. Either get me to fight now, which I think will be big, call Turkey, let's get this fight now, or I'm sitting out, and you have nothing. And you're going to have to sit there and sell Ryan. You're going to have to try to get our boy Alex Rocha back in the ring. You're going to have to try to find Mr. One-Handed Floyd Schofield to get him back in the ring. You're going to have to find all these guys that get back in the ring and make these fights happen, which nobody's really paying them attention right now. Maybe Ryan's your best mark, but what happened to his stablemate, right? He's probably like, yo, what happened to my stablemate? We don't even talk about him no more. William Zepeda, where's he at? Is he fighting? I haven't heard nothing from him since he lost. Guess what? I'm the guy that just won. I'm the guy that wants to go out there and make this fight happen. And you're going to do what I say or it's over. I'm going to sit on the fence. And I think that's what's happening.
Yeah, that'd be nice, you know what I mean? But I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't see that. The Virgil that I met is very respectful, bro. He's not gonna play with his father like that. If his father puts his foot down, bro, he gonna get in line. I'm telling you. If his father makes it clear, like I'm telling you, he's not playing like that with his. He lived. That's it. That bedroom that you seen. He lived in his father's house. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. The dude who I spoke to is a respectful young man, bro. He's not going to lock horns with his dad. Now, as long as they're playing with him and they're speaking to him like, yeah, champ, and they got him going, he could be under the false notion that they got his back. But when his father pulls him into that room or was like, hey, Oscar, I'll take care of it, go home. So you know what I'm trying to say? Let me and my son have a moment. The next morning, Virgil will be back on point where he needs to be. And he'll be training with Robert Garcia, getting ready for the next fight that Oscar has for him. That's what he'll be doing. You know
Dad did a Floyd Schofield Senior, Clay. That's what you said. He pulled that internet plug, huh?
Yeah, he's not there yet.
That's diabolical.
I'd give him a couple more years, maybe another 3 to 5 years, but I don't see Virgil is there. But then again,
and you know what?
He's thirsty.
Two things real quick. One, I said that to him. I said, are you going to go against the grain like Canelo did with Lara? Like Errol Spence did with Terrence Crawford? I said, are you going to go against the grain if they start playing politics behind the scenes? And he said, yeah. And another thing is to attest to what Clay was just saying about his respect for his father. You know why I think it grew, Clay? Because of his near-death experiences.
Exactly. Yep. His father's going to tap into that. Like, trust me, you know, we got to be careful. He's going to give him that. But then again, Blue, like, you know, he's telling you he'd go against the grain. Let me tell you something, bro. Sometimes these young bulls, man, they get to pushing back, bro. They do. They get to realizing like, hey, man, you listen, man, if you don't got faith in me, man, maybe you never know. Hey, man, the father might break and be like, you know what? I don't want my son thinking I don't have faith in him like that. I don't like the way he's looking at me. I've been there. You know what I mean? Or my son is, 18 years old and he's like, yo, dad, you know what I'm saying? I really want to go do this thing. And I'm always told him his whole life, you can do whatever you want to do. And all of a sudden, you know what I mean? I'm acting like I got questions and I see him looking at me like, hold up. You don't think let me tell you, bro. Nah, man, listen, man, I'm here to support. And you get to that point to where you got to let the young bull go do what he wants to do. And you have to weigh out what's the worst case scenario. He loses. At least he knows what he's made of. I built him to be a stronger person. He'll be okay. He's young. This is the time for him, you know what I mean, to kind of figure out who he is, man. And listen, I think the father thinks that he can beat Boots. I just think he knows that it's a legitimate threat in Boots. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why risk it? But I don't think the father believes that he can't beat Boots. I think he's probably confident that he can beat Boots. He probably believes more than likely he beats Boots. You know what I'm saying? But still, more than likely ain't for sure. Like when we went to fight Erickson and Lubin, we knew we was for sure gonna beat Boots. When we went and fought Majimov, we felt for sure we were gonna beat him. When we fought Serhii Bohachuk, we might have felt a little bit, but it was time for that fight to happen. You know what I'm saying? It was time for you to kind of get your feet wet. So I'm right here saying that I'm more confident, and I said this yesterday, and I'm saying it today. I'm way more confident that this fight happens next year. I think Virgil wants this fight to happen. I think Senior can get on board and I think Robert Garcia is right there saying, yes, I think we can do this. And I think Oscar is going to be the person with the questions, but he's going to have no choice because I think the whole team believes they can take Boots down.
Let me ask y'all this, though. Do y'all think he could beat Boots?
Nope.
Yes.
No.
Yes, he can.
Oh well,
Somebody punching like him can't
Virgil's
be
gonna
boots.
get destroyed,
well.
Blue.
Let's be clear.
Virgil is gonna absolutely and by the way,
Be more
let me say
specific
it
with
like
the
this.
question, Blue. Please be more specific with the question because that.
No. Let me say it like this, Ray. Let me say it like this real quick. So, Blue, I believe Virgil Ortiz would destroy Fundora, which is why I hope that fight happens at some point. He will absolutely destroy Fundora. I believe Virgil Ortiz would. If it was Bakram versus Virgil Ortiz, I'd pick Virgil Ortiz. I think it would be a great fight, but I would pick Virgil Ortiz. If it was Xander Zayas versus Virgil Ortiz, assuming if that Xander Zayas could beat Abbas Baru, I mean, Xander is still, again, he doesn't have his grown man strength yet. So I don't know, man. I mean, that's 50-50 to me, but I could see ways on how Virgil could beat Xander. I can't see any way Virgil can beat Boots Ennis. Zero ways. I believe it'll be the biggest, like, oh my God, I can't believe that just happened type of a fight. So in that sense, Blue, I agree with you, man. If they want to wait all the way to it gets to the Manny Pacquiao versus Mayweather level, great.
Because I'm with you, bro. This is my dilemma with it, right? My dilemma to two things is that they offered it to Boots and he turned it down, right? And if you Virgil, he's never fought for a world title. You know what I'm saying? If I'm his team, truthfully speaking, now I'm taking my fan hat off and my media hat off and my love for the boxing game off. I'm like, listen, let's go after Sebastian Fundora.
Yeah.
Let's go. And Virgil just said this to me right now. Another thing he said, I don't know if I'm supposed to say, this is exactly what he said. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I was already signed to fight Keith Thurman and suddenly they pulled off and he was fighting Fundora and we were supposed to fight each other to fight Fundora.
Oh,
and I don't know what. Yeah, he said, I don't know what happened, but suddenly I'm not fighting Keith Thurman. I'm fighting Erickson Lubin, and Thurman is fighting Fundora. But I was supposed to fight Keith Thurman to fight Fundora. So the winner was supposed to get Fundora.
Right.
And my thing is this, and I asked Virgil, I said, is there something in place that guarantees you the winner of Keith Thurman and Fundora? Because if that's the case, I didn't say this to him. You know what I'm saying?
They're about to get you again. You already got yours.
Bro, you know they would have been throwing all types of cans and tomatoes and bro, I ain't say it. You know what I'm saying? Clay, I called myself, Clay.
This is internal brain saying it out loud.
What? They would have been killing me, bro. They would have been killing me.
Back on Saturday, bro. Just come back on Saturday. Bro. Just take the next 2 days off. It's not
word. So I was thinking in my head, like, I will wait. If I had something in place to guarantee me the winner of that fight,
right?
If I'm his team, bro, I'm waiting for that fight.
So you're saying
if I'm Virgil Ortiz's team, Virgil Ortiz is not fighting Jerron Boots Ennis next, bro.
No,
bro, he's just not, bro.
Because
he's not.
Because Clay, there's the truth of the matter. Truthfully speaking, just take him again. Put my business hat on, not my fandom hat. My fandom hat is saying you ducking.
Right.
My love for the sport, you ducking. You know what I'm saying? But my business hat, why am I fighting you?
Right.
You don't got no belt. You had one BS fight at this division. I already agreed to fight you and you said no. I'm going to get my title and then I'll spin the block on you.
I'm going to tell you, right. I'm going to answer that question because I think that I was on the same side of that saying, look, I think they need to build the fight up, let it happen, whatever on that point. But now we're at a point where a man called the other man in front of him and said, let's make it happen. Now you built anticipation in the ring and you made all the fans believe. Are we going to have another list that doesn't exist? Oh, what list? Are we going to have that again? Oh, what ring call out? Did I call you out in the ring? Or you was just in the ring? I just happened to talk to you because you was there. Is that what we're getting? Or are we going to get,
you heard what he said?
Right. But you see
Right, you heard what he just said, right, to Greg?
No, I didn't hear that part.
Greg asked him, why did you call Boots in the ring if you wasn't going to fight him? He said, I just happened to see him ringside and called him in the ring.
But there you go. So if I'm going to call you in the ring, that means
so he called him into the ring. So Boots didn't even come. Bro,
so that's my point. So you got to make it happen. You can't dance around this now.
You won't live it down. You won't live it down, man.
Now, to your question, Blue, do I think the fight's going to happen? It depends on the situation. And the reason why, can Virgil beat Boots? It depends on the situation. If Boots goes in there and plays around, sticking his chin out in the air, trying to get Virgil to swing crazy, which I don't think Virgil does. I think he's very poised and he's sound in his attacks. That's the way he beats him. But if Boots go in there and take this fight seriously, and he wants to make a point, and he wants to sit there and he can't fight like he fought Standing Honest, and he goes in there and he wants to do the opportunity to build his name up and prove all the naysayers that he can beat the bigger fighters in the world, that's when Boots goes in there and he stops him. Because I don't think Virgil can beat a Boots like that. I think if you got a motivated Boots, he destroys Virgil. But I think if Boots goes in there, he plays around like Roman Villa doing the Matrix and all that. Like, bro.
Yeah, I think
he will.
I agree 100% with what Ray's saying. I think that at the end of the day, Boots has the abilities to make this fight easy and not hard, but he has to have the discipline and he has to be responsible in that ring.
Right.
Virgil's power is legit. Right. It's not effing around. It's not, oh, he did that to those guys, he ain't gonna do that to me power. You know what I'm trying to say? Those were those guys. That's not, no, bro. That's everybody, brother. Don't let Virgil Ortiz punch you in your shit like David Avanesian did.
Right.
Like Karen Kukudashian did.
Right.
I'm telling you, I wouldn't test it. Maybe you're right. Maybe you built like that. But I'm telling you, there's a good chance. Yeah, bro. We need you disciplined. We need you laser sharp. We need you capitalizing. We need you make Virgil earn an opportunity to punch you like that, bro.
Yep.
Make him work behind something, set up shots, make him have to on a cerebral level compete with you to get those kind of shots, because you should know, and I believe that you're more advanced in a lot of areas in boxing over Virgil. And if you just make it easy for him and just fight him on his level, if you stoop down to his level, hell yeah, you can get clipped and put on your pockets.
Antonio Tarver knocking out Roy Jones, right?
Hell yeah. I don't care.
And I'm going to say this. Unfortunately, fellas, Jaron Ennis is going to fight in the pocket.
It could be an issue. That means it's a 50-50 fight.
He's going to make the fight
sorry, bro. If he fights that way,
that's what makes this fight what it is.
He's going to do it because he's going to want to prove a point.
Exactly. And that's the issue. You know what I mean? And then once he sees that he's dominating the fight and he gets loosey-goosey with it, and he's sit there trying to, like I said, turn into the Matrix, and he wants to Tarver all over again. Boop.
Meldrick Taylor, Chavez.
Yeah, it can happen, Blue. Exactly like that. By the way, salute 64 people in the building. Let's make sure we're hitting the like button as we step into the building. Thank you to everybody who's in the building. Thanks in advance for hitting the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, take a moment to go ahead and do that as well. I haven't said that once during this whole entire stream, and I'm feeling irresponsible for not doing that. But let the conversation continue. Yeah, bro, Blue. If he fight, let me ask you a question, Blue. If he fights that way, can Virgil beat Boots? From your opinion, be honest.
Yeah. If he fights that way, 1,000%. Because Virgil's not on the level of nobody else he fought. And he'll find that out very quickly because Virgil knows how to hide punches. He knows when to throw punches. He knows how to change levels. He's like Ray was just saying, he's very patient, right? He's not going to get lulled into your bag of tricks, bro.
Right.
Yeah. And he's been in the key fact is he's been in bigger fights than you.
Yep.
He's been on the canvas twice. He's been hurt by Igor Kavalaskis. He was getting outboxed by Majamov.
Yeah, he's dealt with adversity in the ring.
He's dealt with adversity and guess what, Clay, on the big stage.
And what was Blue's answer when he had to deal with adversity? Oh man, the competition wasn't there. I need to,
Right.
you know what I mean, I just out here playing. You know what you're
Yeah.
saying? You're fighting to your competition. So if you fight to this guy's competition at his level and his fight, lights out.
Guess what? Guess what we're gonna find out, fellas? We're gonna find out if Boots is Teofimo Lopez,
Ooh.
or is he who we think he is? Teofimo
I love
Lopez.
it. That was a good one, Blue.
Or is he Bud
That
Crawford?
was a
There you go.
good one, bro. That was
Yeah.
really good,
Is
bro.
he the
Multiple
cerebral
levels.
Bud Crawford or is he
Because
Teofimo Lopez? I like that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though, right?
Boots
Okay,
goes
so
rogue, bro. Boots legitimately goes rogue in the ring. He does it, man. I paid attention to him, and he does it. And Tio is rogue general. He's the general of going rogue. Like that's what he does. That is his signature. Him. That's what I'm telling you. That's why I don't think he can beat Shakur, because I don't think he can go rogue.
Because they mentally check out from the game plan, right?
Right.
And they go into
superstar.
You know what I like likening to? One of my favorite movies, Stomp the Yard. Remember when he told? Remember he brought the crew in there to battle them, and then in the middle of it, he just went on his own, and they like, bro, what is you doing? He started going in solo mode, right? Doing all this, and they like, bro, what is you doing?
He's like, I'm
and
killing
then what
you. What you talking about?
And then his delusion, like Ray just said, it was the competition. Remember after that, when they said, bro, this ain't about you, and he was like, that was a slanted crowd. No, it's not about you. You went rogue.
Yep.
Facts.
Yep.
Facts.
And you made all of us look bad.
But here's the thing, though, Blue.
And hold on, let me just say this. And that those things that Boots does and Tio does makes us question Bozy and his father as trainers.
That's a
you
legit,
see what I'm saying?
That's a legit point that
Right.
I've put on for a while, bro. When it comes, that's why I question what's that. I'm gonna tell you straight up. That's what makes me question Stephen Fulton going into the Shaqy Foster fight. That's what makes me question Andy Cruz going into the Muratalo fight. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. That is exactly what has me floating in those fights. It's because I question Bozy Ennis's approach to training these fighters a little bit. And it's crazy because I got so much respect for them, and I know he's producing a great product, and I believe Bozy has produced a superb product in his son Boots. But I wonder how that translates into other fighters, because you see them go rogue. They do it. They go rogue. I've seen Andy Cruz go rogue in the ring and do him, because what the instructions he's getting, he's either not buying into it as effective, or he's tuned out and he goes back. Once he gets hurt, when he got clipped by Antonio Moran, he went into his bag and doing what he does. When he got clipped by Omar Saucedo, he went into his bag and does what he did. Stephen Fulton is probably way more disciplined than that. But yeah, bro, I don't know. When Boots moves that way, you know who else had a problem like that with their fighters? Do I need to say it?
Derek James.
Yep. He definitely did, bro. And he definitely had a product in Errol Spence that seemed unstoppable. But on the big show, against the big competition, what happened? You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I was just gonna say, Blue, and we've watched a lot of boxing throughout the years. So you believe in growth of a fighter, right? That you can see it with your own eyes, watching it from either the TV or the ring and whatnot. Do you believe that the Boots Ennis that you just saw in Philly 3-4 weeks ago would have destroyed Erickson Lubin the same way Virgil Ortiz did?
That's a good question, because styles make fights, right? And their approach, right? Virgil knew from the very beginning, I can't box with this dude. I got to seek and destroy. Where Boots' approach might be, I could outbox this dude. I could seek and destroy. So his approach might be completely different because of his beliefs that, hey, I don't got to pressure you right out the gate. You know what I'm saying? I could outbox you if I want to. So I could be patient. I could let the knockout come to me, right?
Right.
When you got to force the knockout. the thing about Boots, like you said, with the growth, I'm a little bit tainted in that area, right? Other than you guys, and reason being is because I've been up in camp with him. I've been in the gym with him. You know what I mean? And I just see a completely different product. That abilities that I know, and again, sparring, we all know this, sparring and is not the same thing, but it's just things I've seen him do that when he get under the lights is like, bro, it's the same thing. I was telling this to Clay with Devin Haney, right? I watched Devin Haney destroy people in sparring, like not moving, not on his toes, just in the pocket, just getting ugly. Just and maybe it's the safety net. I say this all the time, right? Because I was one of those people. I'm a fish. I love to swim. To give you guys an example, right? But there was a point in time where I was on the beach and I got kind of spent around, right? And I lost my breath. And I sucked in water, you know what I mean? Pause, right? And from that point forward, I could swim. But from that point forward, I was always more comfortable with nose clamps on and goggles. Because it helped me keep my whereabouts, right? No matter if I got turned around, all I had to do was close my mouth, no diddy, right? And I could still open my eyes and see clear. You know what I'm saying? So some people may have that safety net that they have where they have the goggles on. I mean, the headgear, the big gloves, sparring, control atmosphere, right? When you get under the lights, you in the ocean, right? No goggles, no nose clamps. You know what I'm saying? And maybe your comfort level or your mindset changes. So when I see Boots in sparring and I see Bozy do and I tell the story all the time, I seen Bozy do a drill where he paid people, his sparring partners. He brought in 4 different sparring partners, 3 rounds. Boots wasn't able to throw a punch. And Bozy would pay you if you can land the same punch twice. And I never watched him pay a single soul. And I'm talking high profile fighters. I tell the story all the time. And I'm like, damn, Boots wasn't able to throw a punch. And Bozy said, if you can land the same punch on him twice, I'm going to pay you. He never paid nobody as many times as I was there and watched these sparring sessions. Which showed me that if he wanted to be defensive minded, he could.
Right.
Right? Because the people that's in the ring with him, I'm not going to name no names. I'm talking about champions, contenders.
Right.
I'm talking about people you are familiar with.
Right.
And then I watch him fight dudes and he's getting hit. And I'm like, bro, what the hell? So it goes back to what Clay was saying.
Stevenson, who said that he was in the ring with him. I'll leave it there.
So it goes back to what Ray and Clay was just saying, right? To answer your question, great brother, is like, is it that they just check out from what Bozy is saying? You know what I'm saying? And they just go rogue and it's like, yo, bro, I could take this punch. I ain't worried about it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm gonna stay in the pocket. I don't want to do that. That's boring. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they just go rogue. So for me, my honest answer is that it's hard for me because of what I've seen. I can't unsee what I saw.
Right.
What I know he can do. So it just I want to see him do it under the lights. Like when I seen what you guys seen Devin Haney do against Jorge Linares, when he just beautiful, standing in the pocket, making a miss, just tagging him, not moving. I watched Devin Haney do this to world-class fighters. World-class fighters, champions. And then he get under the lights and he fights how he fights. But again, it's the same thing with Floyd, right? Floyd in the doghouse, bloody nose, getting busy, standing his ground, fighting. But then when you put him under the lights, I'm getting this dub and I'm getting up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm defensively responsible. I'm not letting you hit me. I'm gonna hit you when necessary, and I'm gonna take this dub and I'm out. So my whole vision sometimes be a little bit tainted. You know what I'm saying? Because of what I seen them do. And so it's hard for me to even say, did he grow? Because I know he's not this. He's him and Devin and a few other fighters. I know when they say, I ain't show you everything, you haven't seen it all.
Yeah.
They legit didn't. You know what I mean? And I know that from my own vision. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, they legit ain't show you everything. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, it's just weird. You know what I mean? The sport of boxing is weird, right? Because they always say it's a lot of gym warriors. You know what I'm saying? But it don't translate.
That's what Floyd was kind of saying to Bill a little bit, right? When they got in that argument. Like, congratulations on having a guy who's a superstar in the gym. You know what I mean? He was just when they got into that argument and Bill was talking about, yeah, you remember what he did to you in sparring, and you remember what he did here, and Floyd got annoyed and said, hey, bro. And I understood where he was coming from, right? It might have been some hate involved in it. Maybe it's personal, but he was like, yo, bro, you want to be celebrated for doing stuff in the gym, bro. Your son ain't doing what he's doing in the gym in the ring. Why? So I don't know why, right? And you always hope, and like, you know, I've talked to Blue about this, and I've talked to other people about this as well, about Devin looking crazy during camp. I've heard so many stories. I've heard stories of Devin devastating middleweights, like doing them bad.
Clay was with me. What did Shane Mosley tell us?
Yeah.
What did he say? Shane told us
in New York.
Shane said, yo, the only person he said, if this dude, Shane told me and Clay this to our face, Shane Mosley. He said, if he do what I said, he said, when I was in there, what he said, Clay, when I was in there with him, he was like, what the hell? I thought I was in there with Floyd again.
He said it straight up, Sugar Ray Leonard. I asked him.
He said, this dude is like, he said, yo, he told me and Clay, he said, the only person I see competing with him, if he fights like I just seen him do all this camp, is Terrence Crawford.
Crazy.
He said, yo, he is Sugar Ray Leonard all over again.
That's what he said.
I'm telling you,
this is what he said.
And we didn't have no cameras out. We was just kicking the can down the street.
I was mad I ain't had a camera out when he said that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, to see the performance was weird.
It
was very weird from where we were watching, and we were just like, and listen, Blue will tell you, I was in there celebrating them. Hey, man, it was his comeback fight. And Blue was in there like, yeah, bro, nah, man, he clearly has to deal with some PTSD. I'm like, nah, man, you know, it's his first fight back. You know what I mean? People were killing me in the chat. Oh, Clay capping and glazing for Devin. So I'm telling you, I'm not the type of person to kick a man when he's down, but I'm telling you there's questions and boxes that we are looking to get checked off when he fights against Brian Norman on November 22nd. I'm telling you that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There are questions there because everybody around. What about when we were having lunch, Blue, with all those people from his camp? You remember? They were like, yo, bro, he gonna stop that dude, bro. I'm telling you, this is crazy.
Every person, y'all know who Nate Jones don't bullshit nobody.
Nate was there, all of them.
Nate told us flat out, he said, that dude is Floyd Mayweather. He said, I ain't never seen nobody. He flat out told us, bro. And this is not something we asked them to say. We was just shooting the shit, and they just voluntarily like, bro. They was in shock. Nate and Shane, they like, bro. They was in shock how good Devin is. Like, they was really legit in shock. Like, bro, I didn't see that. I didn't know he could. So that's when I tell people, and people be like, nah, bro, you glazing and you this. And I'm like, bro, if you see what I seen with my own two eyes against, I don't want to name names. I wish I could just name out some names, bro.
Don't do that.
I can't do it. But if I just, some of the people I watched Devin in there with, I'm telling you, you'd be like, good Lord, the stuff I seen him do. I'm like, bruh, bruh.
Crazy.
I'm
right?
talking just,
Yeah.
bruh.
And shout out to the aircraft carrier, right? Because I've been seeing you going at it for a second, aircraft carrier, right? Because he don't like the fact that we question Bozy, right? And giving Bozy all the respect in the world, bro. But it is what it is. It's not questioning his knowledge on boxing. It's questioning how effectively he's penetrating the mind of the fighters, right? Derek James, I never questioned Derek James' IQ, but there's another skill involved as when you're training fighters, right? And we got a trainer here in my guy Reyes here, who's actually, that's what he's done, right? How do you get the fighter to buy into you? Because when the fighter buys in, it's a lot of faith in that corner in between the rounds.
Yep.
Where a fighter is either going to buy into the process and carry out the mission because he believes that you got it on lock like that. Like I'm going to tell you, Devin buys into his father. If his father says don't, Devin won't. When Devin got into that moment with Regis Prograis where we were like, why he didn't stop him? That's because that wasn't the game plan that his daddy gave him to execute and follow him in there like that. That's how disciplined he is. He will pull back where you would be like, why did he pull back? Because he listens to his dad like that.
Right.
You feel me? It's that
and the
kind of
double
relationship. So, and that's why I questioned if the father, I ain't going to lie to you. I said, man, maybe Bill might have to back away a little bit from this one if his emotions are getting involved in it a little bit to where he's feeling like he's protecting his son. Maybe he might want to bring in somebody else, but that's not my business to say, right? So
and the same thing.
Let me just land the plane here and say with Bozy, it's the same thing. It's just saying that has Bozy gotten comfortable with his son and his fighters going rogue in there? Because I've heard Bozy say things like, hey, man, he already knows what he needs to do. I don't even need to give him instruction, man. Sometimes that's an old school way. Sometimes that's an old school way of saying I've learned how to deal with him, man. And sometimes it's just like that. It's not necessarily meaning that he's just trained him to do that. Sometimes just like you kind of accepted it. And that against Virgil, against certain fighters, Bakram, against certain fighters could be dangerous. I see he put up here, Boots is an offensive fighter who take risks to entertain the fans. He's going to get hit. I don't like that type of talk, bro.
I was going to say, even the Earl Spence,
I don't like it, bro.
Coming off for 2 years can hurt him.
How do y'all feel about that? Like, I don't like that kind of talk, bro.
And so let me say this, right? I just want to say two things to that. One from experience and one from just knowledge. Bill Belichick is arguably the greatest football coach in history. But there came a point in time where he lost his voice. They wasn't hearing him anymore.
Yep.
Right? It's not that he's not great. It's then they started freestyling, right? Remember Tom Brady started calling his own plays and Bill was like, I didn't call that.
Out of everything.
Yeah.
Just audible.
I didn't call that. You know what I'm saying? To the point where their relationship came strained at the end.
Yes, it did.
And it came down to, remember, the owner had to choose between Bill Belichick and Tom Brady at the end.
Yep.
Right? And another example, and what I'm saying is they both great, but sometimes you stop hearing them. And another example I could give, I always say this, my son was top 4 football players from youth football from the age of 5 to the age of 12 in the tri-state area. They got a point. I've been training all my kids in boxing and football since they come out the womb. My daughter's included. My daughter's boxing, everything. And my son, this particular son, he stopped hearing me. He would look for me, no doubt, but he stopped hearing me. You know what I'm saying? He stopped hearing my instructions. He would look for me. He was uncomfortable with it. So I started to back off to teach him a lesson. Okay, I'm gonna sit back. You don't want to listen? Let me sit back here.
Right.
Now he would look for me. He wasn't comfortable with me not there, but in the same token, he was so comfortable that he started freestyling. Bro, what the hell is that?
Right.
Hey man, I took this angle. I ain't have to hit that hole. Huh? Because he played running back and he played safety. You know what I mean? and running back, bro, why didn't you hit the hole? Hey, man, I seen this. Before it was just hit that and go. I got you, Pops. He hit it and go.
Yep.
Then it turned into, hey, nah, I seen the A gap and he started giving me feedback. He stopped hearing me.
Yep. I know the feeling, Blue, because I coach my kid right now.
Yeah, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
He's already starting to, and what I tell you, Clay, I said he's now got to go to a different coach. He has to go to a
You
coach.
said that. I remember we had that conversation.
Right, and that's exactly. So my boy, his son played on the team, and his son is very good too. So I said, listen, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna train you. He's gonna coach you.
Yep.
Yeah.
You need to hear a different voice right now.
If you can't, if he can't dial him in, if Bosey's having a hard time dialing him in, I don't know, man. I mean, listen, Boots is just an amazing fighter, bro. And like Blues always called him the Phenom, man. He just really is, right? He's a special fighter, bro. But nobody's perfect in any given Sunday in this crazy sport called boxing, especially when you get in the ring with punchers like Virgil Ortiz, bro, because Virgil's also in the conversation. One thing about Virgil is he doesn't do 100,000 things, bro. He's not a guy who comes in with a bag full of tools.
He's vanilla.
What he does the shit out that shit. You know what I'm saying? He does it all the way. He's good at what he does. Whatever the thing he does it great. And if you get into competing with him at what that one thing he does great, you might realize that although you're well-rounded and you can do everything, you know, I mean, you're great in comparison to a lot of other people. When you get into the ring with that guy who just does that thing and you decide to challenge him on that playing field to do that thing, you can run into something that will wake you and all your fans up.
Yep.
And have you sit back like this looking at a screen like, oh shit, I never
and Clay, there's nothing that you said right now that if you guys rewatch the replay of our show from this morning, this afternoon, it's all the same stuff that I said too. Remember, I said the thing about Virgil Ortiz is he does that style extremely well. I think that maybe Boots isn't getting the credit, which is why there's some people on the chat that call me Boots' biggest fan or whatnot. I'm just speaking what I see, man. I'm just speaking what I see.
Right.
And I'm telling you, Blue, my allow me to retort, sir. Right? What I'm saying is y'all are acting like Boots Ennis doesn't have 31 knockouts, which is more knockouts, 10 more knockouts, in fact, than Virgil Ortiz. So what makes someone like me believe that because Boots could fight so many different ways. So why does he have to fight like Devin Haney when he could walk up there and fight him like Brian Norman Jr. and knock him the hell out too? I saw Virgil Ortiz get knocked down by Bochuk. You guys don't think Boots Ennis hits harder than Bochuk? You don't think Boots Ennis's timing is better than Bochuk's? I just saw Bochuk live. I was there. You were there too, Blue, but I was there to see him lose to Brandon Adams, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, what are we talking about here? All right. I don't want to hear about this. Oh, he looked good. No, Boots Ennis, I love you, Virgil, and you will beat everyone else I said you would beat. You will destroy Fundura. Absolutely destroy him. Won't even be a contest. You're gonna knock his ass out. Everybody's gonna go, oh my God, Virgil Ortiz is the greatest thing. What Boots Ennis is about to do to the winner of Bakram versus Kelly, if that's the next fight, or maybe what I said this morning is maybe Eddie Hearn goes, okay, the Boots Virgil fight's not gonna happen. So Josh Kelly, I'm gonna ask you to here's some step aside money. Bakram Boots is happening in January. Bam. I believe Boots Ennis is what happened with it's convenient, Blue. It's convenient to say, well, Lima's not that good. That's convenient. All right. If Boots Ennis destroys Bakram, what's everybody gonna say then? Are we still gonna have this conversation? We're not, man. Because if you just do the eye test, Boots is as good as he is, and the only reason why people question it is he didn't do it to Bakram yet. He didn't do it to Virgil.
Let me tell you something. If he beats Bakram, but he gives a performance like David Avanesian, he gives a performance like Karen, you know what they're gonna say? the same thing they said at the end of those fights. He won that fight, but he got hit too much.
Yep.
That's what they're gonna say, and they're gonna say when he gets in the ring with the bigger punchers like the Virgils, the guys who knock out, it's gonna be a dangerous fight for him. Listen, it's not an easy. Listen, it's Boots is amazing, bro. And whatever I say, and I think Blue, you just don't want to take away from him. And I'm trying my best not to take away from him, but I'm being honest that I don't know how he deals with Virgil Ortiz if he gets hit as many times as he did against Karen, as he did against David Avanesian by Virgil Ortiz. He needs to be hit less against that kind of a puncher. It's what he should do. That's all I'm saying, right? And I know he can. I believe in my heart he can. But the question ain't what he can do. The question is what he will do. You know what I'm saying?
You think that? I think that he's gonna fight Virgil like he fought. A part of me thinks like he'll fight him like he fought Roman Villa.
I said the same thing. That's the same way I see him fighting him. It's the only way. The only way I see him fighting him because I think he gets. I think he wants to lead that fight knowing what the risk is. I think he wants to test the volume of punch and with the strength of Virgil, but at the same time, I think he wants to avoid the big punch. And what's the problem with boxing? When you sit there and you test yourself like that and you put your chin out there, there's something called you don't see it coming. And when you do certain things and you got an more accurate puncher, a more dominating puncher like a Virgil Ortiz that'll sit there and he'll weight you in and he'll lead you into a false sense of security, he's going to find a way to land the big shot. And once he hurts you once, another one's coming because you're going to feel it, and that's when you're going to start retreating. I'm glad you have brought up Devin Haney because as soon as Loma found a good, clean shot on Devin, and Devin didn't know what to do at one point, it turned into his asking his dad, yo, he figured this out. And once he figured him out, it became a different situation, right? So with Boots, I think he even had a question in his mind on his own with Karen Kukajan. The first fight, this guy, he couldn't cut off the ring, and everybody's calling him out. His dad's just telling him, go in there and knock him out. Go in there and knock him out. He goes in there, and he's trying to knock out a guy who's not trying to be hit. Guess what? Second fight happens, he works on cutting off the ring. What does this guy do? He stands right in front of him, and he's tagging him at will. And everybody's like, yo, this is not the same guy that fought the other fight. So these things continue to happen. And with Jaron Ennis, he has to understand you have to be prepared in all aspects. And I know you train for that, but you have to understand that anything can change at any moment. You heard Virgil say, bro, they don't think I can box. They don't think I can box. But I had to box a little bit here. Why? Because that guy's a boxer. And once I got him where I got him and I seen him doing the things that I wanted him to do, I was able to land my shots. So if Virgil has that mentality, guess what he's going to do? He's going to use his patience. He's going to sit there and he's going to, like I said, lure him to his false sense of security. And then hopefully not, Boots goes down. Like I said, I got Virgil winning that fight, but it's very.
Oh, you got Virgil winning?
I'm sorry, Boots winning that fight, but
I'm about to say I never knew that. We talked so many times.
Ray, you've lost your mind, bro.
I'm like, we always agree that you're gonna win this fight, bro. I was like, wait a minute, diabolical. This dude.
I just wouldn't know that, but let me land.
I ain't gonna listen to you no more, Ray. You told me it was gonna be a closer fight with Lubin and Virgil, bro.
Let me land the plane. So yeah, I have Boots winning that fight, but there's a big chance that Boots can get off track and get clipped by fighting Virgil Ortiz. And Virgil Ortiz
something about that discipline and structure becomes very dangerous against it is what it is.
It's hard.
It is what it is.
To manage, right?
Yeah. Let me shout out these super chats real quick, or I'm not going to let them go, bro. Shout out to I Want My Vision Back with the $20, man. Thank you for the support to the channel, man. I appreciate you. This is amazing stream tonight. Thank you, man. Shout out to Jeffrey T. Duran in the building, man, with the $20 super chat. Says great live stream, great panel tonight, no doubt, man. Blue brought that heat tonight, bro. Right with that, there was a J Pit City in the building. Says $4.99, man. If Boots beats back, back room. The entire 154.
Yo, that just sounds like Brokeback Mountain, bro.
The entire 154 will move up to 160. Hey,
yo,
that's gonna lie, boogeyman status. And by the way, that was the answer to that question when you asked that about Bakram. Also, if he knocks out Bakram or does it, the division is going to be put on notice, bro.
Right.
But if he gets punched on, and he gets hit a lot like he did, we're gonna have that same question.
Yeah, that just sounds crazy when you say that. If he get punched on.
Hey, I'm just being real. That's the best way to describe it. You know what I'm saying? He get punched on, bro. It's gonna be diabolical, bro. Shout out to the Libra 926 in the building. Says with the $5 says, "What's up, great brothers? I'm at Sinai working. I know he's a nurse. L&D and listening right now. No notifications. Keep dropping that boxing talk. I will keep staying tuned. No doubt, Libra. I appreciate you, man. That's my Haitian brother right there, man, for sure. Yeah. That punch on, right? You like that? That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you get punched on. It's crazy.
I do think, Blue, that it's channels like this one, your channel, that if we just keep talking about a Boots Virgil eventually happening, hopefully mainstream catches on and it becomes as big of a fight as we want it to be. The opposite end of that is what we've said before, which is,
well, let me correct you, right? We are mainstream.
Well, yeah, no. What I'm trying to talk about is, Blue, is the casual NFL, MLB. When I say mainstream, I'm talking about those guys. I'm talking about someone who's sitting on a couch and barely ever really watches boxing, but when they hear a mainstream name like Pacquiao or Mayweather, and like I've told you before, Blue, I love Jerome Boutsinis. I love Virgil Ortiz. They're not mainstream, bro. They're not. Because
let me ask you, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said it. Let me ask you, does fighting each other right now help them or either one, or does it help move the sport forward?
If it's on Netflix for free, if it's on CBS for free, if it's on any other platform that's accessible to the regular person, and they do the build-up, they do the promotions, they do a 24/7, yes, because it's rare for us to watch a 27-year-old. Okay, in fact, I'm going to answer it like this, Blue. I'm going to answer you like this. How come, Blue, that we got a 26-year-old Devin Haney who's undefeated, former pound for pound, right? Against an undefeated 24-year-old and Brian Norman Jr., who's the current WBO 147-pound champion. And yet, sir, when I turn on any television channel on any mainstream level, they're not talking about that. These are two of the best American fighters we got. They're not talking about it. They're talking about a lot of other shit, but they're not talking about that. So what does that tell me about boxing in the USA? It's not mainstream. All right? And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking Haney to me and Norman to me is so exciting and talented that the minute these two did whatever it is that they did to move the needle, everyone, ESPN should be doing segments on it, right? Their own city's channels should be doing a segment on Haney Talk. Or no, Atlanta, I mean, there should be so many different things. I even asked Brian Norman Sr. that. Like, hey, so we're going to see like T.I. come in and walk out Brian Norman because he's like that, right? And Floyd had, Young Money. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody was involved. Everyone, the Boston Celtics, I was there, Blue. The Boston Celtics off their win, was there congratulating Manny Pacquiao. This is the NBA world champions all giddy meeting Manny Pacquiao. Little ass Filipino from my country, right? You know what I'm saying? Virgil, best we got is Jerry Jones barely remembered who he was when they met again on Monday Night Football. And that's recorded on regular TV. I'm not saying Jerry Jones doesn't. I'm just saying Jerry Jones wasn't like, oh my God, you're the great, but I'll bet you if Manny Pacquiao walked in there, Jerry Jones would be like, thanks for making me all that money, man. You know what I'm saying, right? So I speak to the fact that boxing has hurt itself so much so that my son, Clay's kid, like they don't watch it the way you, me, Ray, we grew up watching it. And that's what I need it to be. So
more importantly, the worst part is the fighters themselves don't even watch it.
Right. Yeah. It's like they're not a fan of it, right? It's like you should be excited if you're another fight. If you're in Boots and Virgil's division, you should be excited at how he's moving. But I'll tell you who's not going to fight any one of them, Caleb Walsh. And you know what's sad? Caleb Walsh is ranked number 4 in just about every single sanctioning body, bro. And he ain't trying to step up and fight none of them.
So
that's how the thing works.
It's bizarre that you said that, right? Because remember, this whole time all of the interviews Boots did. I don't come to fights. I just came in for Virgil. I don't even watch boxing. I just came in for Virgil to show y'all that I want the Virgil fight.
Yeah. Hold on one second. Let me just shout out 72 people or 70 plus people in the building. Guys, remember to hit the like buttons as we're stepping in the building. I appreciate and thank you guys in advance for that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, take a moment to go ahead and do that. We've got a pretty steady growth right now, so I appreciate the support. But please remember to do that as well. But I think I cut off Ray or Blue.
No.
We had landed the plane.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say to answer again, Blue, what you're saying. If Virgil and Boots is not going to fight each other anyway, and it's going to have to be in the paid, whether it's a subscription base or however the hell the zone, which was the subject, by the way, Blue, before you came in tonight, of what we were talking about. That Turkey promised us a certain thing. It didn't happen. This isn't exactly great, but maybe the Zuffa boxing is going to be bigger because of this whole $450 thing that the zone's trying to make people pay. The point being, if Virgil's going to continue to fight this way, then I agree with what you're trying to say, Blue. Let Virgil get more popular, right? If Boots is going to fight in the subscription base, still not going to be free television. We still need more eyeballs, which is crazy to me that a guy who's 35-0 with 31 knockouts is still not mainstream popular. But whatever. That's the way boxing is showing him right now. So whatever. But to your question, yes, I believe that if Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis had a 24/7 on free CBS or even Netflix, and they built it up like Crawford Canelo, yes, it would be good for boxing, and it'd be better for boxing in a lot of ways than Canelo Crawford, because we're not talking about two guys that won't be here for another 10 years. We're talking about two guys that are still going to be here for 10 more years. They're in the beginning of something great. They're not at the tail end of, finally we got to see something. You know what I mean? Right? Like it saddens me sometimes, Blue, that now you guys are celebrating Terrence Crawford. We were celebrating Terrence Crawford years before you guys were celebrating Terrence Crawford. But now you're going to invite him to these games. Now you're going to give him jerseys. You're doing it now? Now he had to do something damn near impossible. And now is when you're going to give him this credit. Well, that tells me that you don't respect boxing that much, because that guy should have been getting all that credit when he became undisputed 140. He sure as hell should have been getting all that credit when he beat the hell out of Errol Spence. But now he's getting it, Blue. Now he's getting it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
And I think those things come off the tail end of the fan base and what the demographic is. You got to remember, United States of America, the demographic of the average fighter is Mexican or Latino. And you don't even see as many Puerto Rican following anymore, because everyone's into other sports. You see them in the basketball, you see them in the football, you see them into other baseball, right? But now as you actually start looking, it is building back up, Angelo. It is starting to become something. And Bud Crawford did a great thing. Him going up there and Canelo accepting that fight put boxing on the map. And guess what's the first thing that happened and this is where I think the names and the kind of think a little things changed a little bit. What's the first thing that happened when Bud won that fight? Oh, now you got to fight Boots. Now you got to fight Benavidez. They're putting other names in the hat. So casual fans are starting to look into these guys. They're starting to go back and do their research. Just on the hints of you just saying, Devin Haney and Brian Norman, big fight coming up. No one's talking about it. No, they're talking about it. Matter of fact, you don't hear the other fighters on that card being talked about enough. Yes, it's in our space, but what do you think the casuals are coming to? Because those outlets don't have boxing conversations, right? Because Ring Magazine had to put on their own YouTube channel to bring in the audience of boxing. Yes, it's on the big stage. Pro Box is talking about it. These guys are talking about it because it's on that level, right? Once the sports becomes back to greatness, such as soccer, right? Because there's a soccer thing starting to be built back up in the United States, and you're starting to see channels on it. But once you start seeing boxing getting built back up, you'll start seeing more stuff on ESPN. You'll start seeing Fox FS1 start talking about it again, because these things are coming substantial, right? There's no Tank Davis, because I think if Tank and Jake, they were talking about that everywhere, right? That went everywhere. But guess what? It also had a downfall to it because it never happened. And now people are like, this is why we don't talk about it. This is why we don't make it a big topic on our network, because stuff like this happens and now it's not happening. So we want to understand where I think if you're a casual, you stay to the space that's concluded to that. And keep it where it is. And I think that's how it grows. It grows from there because then we want more. And when we want more, the writers are going to see it of these networks. The producer of these networks are going to see it. And they're going to be like, it doesn't matter what happened over there. They want all these fighters. It's not just this fighter and this fighter. Not just American Glory versus the baddest man on the planet. No, we want to see all of them. And when we want to see all of them, then it starts building up where it needs to be. It's going to take time, whether it's Zuffa, CBS, whoever. It's going to take time, and it's been making a change. The Blue Bloods, and now listen, I've been following Blue Blood for now 4.5 years, and now I'm going to promise you, Blue was one of the few channels, 4 or 5 channels out there. Bro, we have over 300 boxing channels on YouTube, and people can find it there. And not only was Blue a pioneer of this, now you have former boxers doing their own streams. So it's growing. And yes, it's going to get into a network where it needs to be. And I have no problem saying that the names are there and this fight will sell to the people. Maybe it's not at the level that we would want it, but that's because we're insiders. But the outsiders will get it figured out eventually. And I think very soon.
And part of I'm going to say this, then I'm going to have to get off because my phone's dying. But a part of the thing is, the issue is that they're not tapping into us enough, right? Getting these commercial people to talk boxing and commentate boxing, no disrespect to them, it's over. People don't identify with people right now have a hard time identifying again and reconnecting with Max Kellerman.
Right.
Yep.
Right, because
he has like a casual energy about him now.
It's a commercial energy.
Yeah,
because he's been on ESPN. So and again, they need to tap into us, right? And I'm not just saying this, so we can get paid or whatever. No, I'm saying this because we are the ones that carry the torch for the sport. We are the ones. Right now on the East Coast is 12:30. Clay got what? 75, 80 people here.
Yep.
Right. So, and this is while there's other things running at the same time.
Right.
So therefore, these are the things that they need to tap into and understand that this is the pulse of the sport of boxing.
Right.
This is the pulse. That old way of doing things is not the pulse. Us, the 4 of us right now sitting here talking boxing, you can throw us any name that you want to, and we can talk about the sport of boxing.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we just happen to be talking about specific topics. But if people came and threw out this name or that name or this name, or what about this fighter and that fighter and this fight, people don't even know who we talking about Baccarat. Nobody knows who he is.
Right. No, I mean, like, seriously, like you said, Rafael Espinosa is fighting Arnold Kagai in Mexico. We're like, oh man, I want to see that fight. That's gonna be a good fight. Blah blah blah. Most people are like, where do we watch it on Tubi?
Right. Like, how many people right now come and be like, yo, who's that dude Abdullah Mason fighting? They have no clue who Sam Mills is.
Right.
They have no clue. But again, because you have people. And then, hold on one second. Let me get my charger. Then you have people,
we about to land it anyway in a minute, but I'm about to land it because it's about that time for me myself. But
okay, but then you have. So then you have what happens is you have people that then you have these casual takes, right?
Right.
So then you have Max Kellerman. I mean, not Max Kellerman. Dougie Fisher in the ring putting up this top 10 pound for pound list. And it's like, bro, you look at the pound for pound list and it's like, what the hell are you talking about?
Right.
You are outdated, bro.
Yeah.
Because because what you were doing is you were pushing an agenda. You're no longer talking about the pureness of the sport. You're pushing an agenda now. And you're pushing favoritism. Oh, this guy don't like me, I'm not putting him in there. Oh, this guy don't like me, or don't want to give me an interview, I'm not putting him in there. Again, I don't care if you like me or not. This fighters is mad at me, this fighters is this and that. It is, I'm still going to give you your roses. I'm still going to give you your flowers while you can smell them. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that we would do. But they pushing people. And again, you listen to how many times, And when does it click? Because how many times have the four of us and across the board, people say the same thing? Man, I can't even listen to the commentary. I turn it off. Across the board.
Yeah.
Across the board. Bro, I don't even listen to the commentary. I turn the sound off.
Most of these guys are listening to Clay.
Literally,
they rather listen to us.
Saying that. Yeah.
They legit rather listen to us.
Yeah.
Because we're not pushing an agenda. Like, again, it was the most bizarre thing. And this happens to be a dude that's very cool with me. Clay could vouch for this. Jim Lampley.
Yeah, I told them. They don't believe me.
Right? Jim Lampley shows me nothing but love all the time. There was a point where I watched Jim Lampley when Pacquiao fought against Joshua Clottey. That was one of the hardest fights to watch, right? And there was points where Jim Lampley was going, bang, bang, Pacquiao landing, bang, bang, bang. And I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? Like, Pacquiao wasn't landing anything, but he was just bang, bang, there goes another one, and bang, and bang, and bang. And it just was like, bro, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Right? Pacquiao couldn't do all of this because Clottey was doing absolutely nothing.
Right.
Dude walked around the ring like this the entire fight. And then had the nerve to say they paid me to throw the fight when it was over. Remember, that's why he got suspended.
Yeah.
Right? He said they paid me to throw the fight. He did nothing. But you listen to Jim Lampley, and let's say you was driving and wasn't watching.
Oh, yeah.
And listening, you would think Pacquiao was just beating the stuffings out of Joshua Clottey.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And he probably would have if Clottey would have opened up and fought. I'm almost certain he would have. But he didn't get the chance to. But the fact that he was pushing this bang, 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 and this was not even happening. So you're trying to force me. You're telling me what I'm watching is not true.
Facts.
That's the hardest part about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so again, saying this to say, and I'm gonna land my plane here, is that, you know, they just need to tap into us, man. We are the pulse of the sport of boxing. I don't care if the fighters don't like us. I don't care about none of that. We are the bridge between the fans and the fighters. We are the bridge between the sport and the fans, right? We keep it going, whether it's people you don't like or whatever. But that's where the tapping in, they need to invest in us.
Yeah, I agree.
And that will help grow the sport.
Yeah.
Because we are committed on a day-to-day basis, daily,
right,
pushing the sport forward. ESPN is not. And they drool over ESPN want to interview you. ESPN don't even know who you are.
Right.
The day I listened to, this was so bizarre to me. When I listened to Stephen A. Smith have Jamel and Jamal Charlo on there, when they fought the Barclays Center, and this dude said, I want to see y'all fight Tank Davis. And I damn near crashed my car.
Wow.
And then they was like, I don't remember which one, but they was like, bro, like, he in a whole, you know how they are.
Mm-hmm.
He in a whole nother weight class. Then he tried to clean it up by, well, if he get bigger.
Right.
What about Broner? And it's like, bro, what the hell are you talking about?
Nothing. Absolutely.
I remember this like it was when Stephen A. Smith was on the radio here in New York, and the Charlos fought the Barclays Center. So they was in New York doing the press. And we was at the press conference, and I was leaving the press conference. I was coming across the bridge, bro, and they was on the radio. I kid y'all not. It was 4:00 in the afternoon. Never forget it. 4 in the afternoon, prime time, and this dude said, well, a fight I really want to see. And Steve, you know, Stephen A is bold.
Yeah.
I really want to see. And when he said that, I was like, what?
Yo. Diabolical. You know this is probably
Diabolical.
It's probably on YouTube. You probably can pull this up right now. Clay, don't
Yeah.
No, it happened. I remember. I remember that. I remember
it
him doing
too.
that.
I remember it.
Yeah,
I
bro.
remember that.
And they in studio and they started laughing. And they had the awkward laugh because they want to be like, oh, this dude don't know a damn thing about boxing.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
the baby Sherman Helmsley.
We got right about the time, Blue, that Stephen A. Smith would always do the whole, I defer the boxing to you,
Right.
Max.
To you, Max. Yeah. To you, Max. So remember, this was the time where, remember when they was all drunk? Adrian Broner, Errol Spence, the Charlos
Right.
Tank at the Barclays Center.
The same time when they was
around
up there and was talking and the Charlos in the background, like
exactly. That was that time,
Mhm.
and it just was like, and the worst part about it, because people was like, "See, Stephen A. don't," and I said, "No, y'all don't get it. Stephen A. is a historian in boxing. He stopped watching boxing.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
You seeing it through the wrong lenses.
Yeah.
He stopped watching.
Like, historian
boxing.
used to be, but he stopped watching it. He stopped.
Right.
Yeah.
He fell out of touch.
Yeah. No,
He
I mean,
fell out with boxing because it was no longer interesting.
Yeah. No, and I think that's the point you're making, Blue, is that, you know, there are, and this does happen a lot where, well, I used to like boxing. Remember back in the 90s, remember back in the 80s. And it's like, but why'd you stop? Right? Because we didn't stop. And we can talk to you about what's going on in Japan in boxing. We can talk to you about all these little Azerbaijan, you know, whatever, Kazakhstans and whatnot. We can tell you all about those. We can tell you who Janabek Alamhulai is, right? Like, we can tell you all of these things, but why'd you stop? Because I can tell you that Janabek, to me, is every bit as fun as if I put him in the same era as Julian Jackson. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I could take that, put him in that era, and it would be fun. So why did you stop watching? And I think that that's what you're saying about Stephen A. is he can talk to us about those old fights, but then at a certain point, he just stopped.
He don't know who the hell you are.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man. It's interesting, man. Hold on 1 second. J Pit City, man. Shout out with the $9.99 $10 holla in the building. Says, quick question: the Royal Rumble will be at Saudi Arabia during Riyadh season. Why are they not doing cross promotion? Devin Norman should have been at WWE events leading up to the fights. I mean, they did that for Terrence, right? You know, Terrence and Canelo, and it's about a willingness to do it and availability. I think, you know what I mean. I don't know if they didn't offer him that, or if they didn't, you know what I'm saying, if they didn't put that on the table as something to do. But yeah, and another part of it, I know what you're about to say. I mean, maybe not, but I would say the Netflix situation in comparison to the Riyadh situation is also part of that conversation.
Right. No, I was just going to say that if TKO owns WWE, then what advantage did they have by offering Norman and Haney anything when there's, is Haney and Norman going to fight on Netflix anytime soon? Is Haney and Norman going to fight at CBS anytime soon? And that is just where it's at, right? Like, you know, like I won't crap on what you're doing, but I don't need to promote you either, right? And it goes vice versa a lot of times, which hurts the space. So, Blue, before we do wrap it all up, the original conversation we had until you came in was about this whole pay-per-view debacle. Turkey promised this a certain way. How are you asking Americans to pay more money than everybody else outside of the world? And on top of that, you're trying to get casual sports fans to watch this when they weren't watching it hardcore enough anyway. So all you're really doing, or my point was, you're reselling it to make it palatable to Ray Davis, to Claymore Rain, to Angelo Reyes, right? But you still didn't answer, like, how does this help the casual, what Zuffa Boxing is about to do, and why Zuffa Boxing even has the space. But what are your overall thoughts on that? Turkey promised us a certain thing. It didn't happen.
I think a big part of me really and truly feels like Turkey is getting burnt out. I think he sees the politics, and he sees no matter how much money I throw, y'all still gonna play these politic games. And I think that he's taking a step back, and he's probably like, you know what, Dana, if you want to run it like that, you do that. You know what I'm saying? so many fighters, we hear that Turkey's like, bro, and again, I'm not saying he's the end all be all. You got to do what he says, right? But he's cut out the two biggest obstacles, the A side and the money. He's cut it out, right? And yet it's still a struggle to make the fights together.
Yeah.
And you can only imagine him being a fan like the four of us and these people in this chat. And then you get the money. Imagine the four of us get the money and we like, all right, Ray got
what it takes, and we're like, yo,
Yeah.
I want to pay you $50 million, and it's still like, I don't know, bro. I gotta talk and figure it out. Like, what?
It'll deflate us. It'll truly deflate us, right? It'll be to me. I think it'll be a pure case of you should never meet your heroes, right? I think for us, it'll be a pure case of you should never been truly exposed to the full business of how this shit goes,
Right.
And we will be deflated. We will be disappointed, right? Yeah, give me three Ferraris. You know what I'm saying? Remember, it was pulling teeth for him to get Benavidez to agree, and then it was pulling teeth to get this guy to agree. Now, is there some things that he just wants to put together that's just diabolical and not realistic? 1,000%. Like me and Clay know, we was with Devin Haney, right? Remember Clay? And right after the fight, he was like, "Get on the plane, fly to Saudi right now." And it was like, remember that, Clay?
I told them that. I know y'all don't be believing me when I be saying the shit I be saying. It be all good though. I ain't tripping. But I literally last week said, because people were trying to say that Turkey was upset with Devin. I'm like, nah, not like that thing. Right after the fight, Turkey was trying to fly with Devin straight up. And Devin went to the after party and said, you know what I'm saying, was at the after party and said, but he was trying to take him right there. Like, get yourself together, just go. And,
he told him, we was there. He told him like, yo, go pack your stuff at the hotel, meet me at the airport. And they was like, bro, what? Like, we ain't even take a shout. You know what I'm saying? Like, so some things is just not realistic, right? He wanted all these dudes to pack up and get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like right then and there. And they like, bro, we ain't even get to celebrate. We ain't even get to relax. You know what I'm saying? Right. So some things is just not realistic, right? That he does because he's not fighting. You know what I'm saying? In the same breath, though, there's investments. I think that people are looking at it wrong because people are saying, I'm seeing a lot of people saying, see, Turkey running out of money. No, it's not running out of money. He's not mad at losing the money. He's disappointed in the way it's being handled.
Right.
The way the sport
talking like he used to. He's not even talking like he. And I'll be honest with you, I'm also questioning. I hope he's good, man. You know what
his
I mean?
health.
Yes.
The health.
I'm wondering how that's working out for him. I'm hoping that's not an issue. But yeah, without a doubt, his presence isn't felt like it was before. You can feel he's not there the way he was there before, you know, and it makes you kind of question. He's kind of going into a low-key Al Heyman mode just a little bit. So I'm watching and paying attention, and I'm just being patient. I really hope his health is not the issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I can clearly see he's a person that likes instant gratification, right?
Right.
But I also can see that with the sport, he's not being truly realistic to himself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think he's disappointing himself, right? He's putting himself out there in situations and he's getting disappointed.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you know, he made the Canelo Terrence Crawford fight, and then he wants Terrence Crawford to, hey, you know what I'm saying, don't lose no momentum, get right back on the horse. And Terrence Crawford's like, nah, I need some months off. And it's like, bro, what the fuck?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then with Canelo was like, you good? You healthy? Yeah, I'm good. Okay, we're going to, get back. And then he's like, yeah, I need elbow surgery. Like, what the fuck?
Right. That's
you know what I'm saying?
That's like,
guys, listen, wait. It's about that time. I ain't gonna lie. If I don't put my foot down, it ain't gonna happen. We will reconvene if you want to. You know what I'm saying? I got to do this, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead. I ain't mad at you.
I gotta go take a piss and all types of things. So Salute to all of you guys, man. I appreciate it. Shout out to everybody in the chat tonight, man. Thank you for all the love with the super chats tonight. If you haven't hit that like button, I'm reminding you, please remember to do that. It helps the channel. I've been appreciating. We've been getting a lot more exposure. The channel's been growing. You guys have been great, man. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Continue subscribing to the channel. If you haven't done so, take a moment to go ahead and do that. The conversations are great. Boxing is in a good space. We got an event coming up this weekend, obviously, but I think everybody's looking and anticipating for this huge event. The week after this
November
weekend,
22nd, baby.
22nd is the date a lot of us been waiting on, right? And we're gonna get a lot of questions answered, bro. A lot of boxes are gonna get checked. We're gonna find out the who's who and the what's and what, and we'll be talking about it. We haven't talked about David Benavidez and Anthony Yardy at all in real time, nor really Mason
because it should be the co-main event. It should be the appetizer.
Yes, I agree.
Devin Haney, Brian Norman Jr. is getting all the attention, bro. So it is what it is. We probably tomorrow. That's what we're going to talk about.
We ain't even talk about Bam fight.
No, well, Bam
Bam is the man. He's the Manny Pacquiao of America,
but
bro.
the guy he's fighting, Puma's like, yeah, man. I mean, sorry, that's who he's fighting, right? Puma, right?
Puma Martinez.
Puma Martinez.
WBA.
I think people are ready to see Bam. We can talk about that tomorrow, though, because people are kind of ready to see Bam
step up. Yeah,
they want to see him go up and fight some bigger fights, man. He's such a talented fighter. But anyway, that being said, guys, salute to everybody in the building. Hit the like button, subscribe button. Until the next one, it's at ATP Combat Media. It's your boy Clayton Rain. Right. It's the whole entire panel over here, Blue Blood Sports. It's Ray Davis. It's Ray is Boxing. And at this point, we out.
Yo.
Absolutely.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all.